You're welcoming the Golden State Warriors into the Frostbank Center. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on FanDuel Sports Network. Newest college football playoff rankings released last night. The top 5 remain unchanged. Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Alabama 4, Georgia 5, Texas Tech is 6. Texas moves up to number 10.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah, it is. Hope everybody's having a great hump day, whatever you're doing and however you're doing it. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel, and I don't know who the hell this guy is over here.
What happened to Tuesday?
Well, dude, you missed Tuesday. You were out.
I was.
Gallivanting around, doing whatever the hell you're doing. I don't know what you're doing.
Gallivanting.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't even know what that means.
It's a Veterans Day, man. Happy Veterans Day. I didn't
Appreciate
get to tell you yesterday, so.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, good, interesting day off on it. You know what's weird is when you take a day off and you don't realize it's a national holiday, everybody else is off too.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people were off, huh?
Everybody was, traffic sucked, parking sucked, things I had to get done, it took forever. Then you try to go places and, yeah, kind of sucked.
Well, nobody here feels sorry for you.
I'm not at work. I will say this, though, and you and I, anybody that does drive time radio, Rob and AJ in the morning, us in the afternoon, pick your station, Riccardi and Pags over at KTS or whatever, we're the only ones that like traffic because we're not in it.
Absolutely.
And you guys are stuck in traffic. And
hopefully listening to us.
Yes. And when you're stuck in traffic, you're listening longer.
Yes.
And it just, yesterday was a great reminder as I was stuck in traffic on what normally is about a 12-minute drive for me that took about 30, and I got to revisit Dairy Burger and...
Well, it was quality radio then,
It was.
Of course.
It was. Well, and I found myself... yelling at the radio.
That's good. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
I like it when people yell at the radio.
Absolutely.
That's a good thing.
Well, and then laugh a little. And it's a great reminder when you're on that side of the speakers that this is what we do and why we do it, and the escape from reality. It was good, but my goodness, traffic is I'm all for it. I'm not going to be sitting in it today. It's like when we moved. We didn't really move all that far, 5 years ago, but my wife's commute went from about 45 minutes or more to about 15.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I think we moved like 6-7 miles as the crow flies, as they say, but that much of commute was taken off. She works in the medical center, and it was, and she was like, I'm like, I don't care where we live. She's like, I do, because you don't sit in traffic. Good point.
Yeah, that's a good point. How we work.
Yeah.
There is no traffic.
No.
Get here, there's no traffic. Leave here, the traffic's over. It's all good. So I have no problem with that.
Well, not quite over.
Well, some places it's still
quite
heavy.
Over.
Yeah.
Like when we used to get off work at 7, and I hope we don't go back to that because I enjoy the extra hour of my life. A lot less traffic than at 6. 6:30 is kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah. But I usually get home about 6:30, so I'm good with that.
Yeah.
That's cool. I have no issue with that. Well, welcome back, Minix, and again, happy Veterans Day to everybody that is a veteran. We appreciate you. And we had a good time, Pledge and I, yesterday. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad?
It wasn't bad.
Wasn't bad?
No.
I mean, you went the Dairy Burger route, so
Well, that was – I don't know how we got off on that, to be honest with you. Somebody on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page was asking about that place that we sent them to in Alice, Texas.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what's going to send you down a rabbit hole, but generally they're entertaining when you get there.
So there it is. So that's how we got on the Dairy Burger. And again, you like steak strips, dude. I got to tell you.
See,
I got to bring some steak strips back.
And that's fine, but I do have a bone to pick with you, Mr. Reinagel.
Oh, jeez.
It was the reason why I was yelling at the radio. The rules of Reinagel make no damn sense whatsoever, right?
What are you referring to?
You.
I don't know what you mean.
You. I mean, if it works for you, that's the only way that it goes.
And that's all
Somebody
that matters.
else has an idea. Now you're like, no, you can't do that. Like for me, if I go to Dairy Queen, all I'm getting are the steak strips. That's the best thing on that menu. You like the tacos there for whatever reason. People there like the Belt Buster or whatever, their variety of burgers.
The Curly Q ice cream cone.
I heard you say yesterday when somebody asked you about the burger at a place called Dairy Burger, you're like, well, I don't know. I mean, the only thing you get there is the steak strips, and if you don't get those, you're doing them wrong. Which is exactly the way I feel about Dairy Queen, but you'll tell me I'm wrong. Make that make sense.
Well, dude,
rules of Reinagel.
Once you have steak strips from Dairy Burger,
okay,
the Dairy Queen, you're going to go. Pfft.
All right,
they're just
the chances of me having a steak strip ever from the Dairy Burger in Alice, Texas. Even if it is a fine dining spot on the way back from the beach, it's so good. Taking your wife there on a way back from a beach trip, which I know you've done, I don't know, a dozen times at the very least.
In
the last year.
We didn't go to the beach at all this summer, which is surprising for us to not take at least 1 weekend down there.
Yeah.
But I got to take her, man. We got nostalgic yesterday, man.
Well, you did.
Hometown stuff.
But you're the rules of Reinagel. It
sounds like a good movie.
Be a short film. But the idea that, the other day when we were talking, if A&M loses in the playoffs, they don't win a national championship, they've had a great season, yet you don't look at Texas the last 2 years making it to the playoffs, failing to win a championship as a good season. It was a failure because they didn't win a title, and that Quinn Ewers guy sucked. I don't the rules of Reinagel don't, not everything applies the same. It applies to your mind. That's it. That's the only way it is, even if you contradict yourself time after time after time, which is a Cyndi Lauper song.
Well, here's the thing. How do I explain this without seriously pissing off Aggie fans?
I also heard from some of my Aggie friends that
saying.
You're not there and Reinagel's out of control.
Well, we were trying to figure out battered Aggie syndrome.
You can't figure it out. You're not in the club.
Well, I can figure it out because I've got Aggies. Folks that I know are concerned about South Carolina this week.
As they should be.
They should be.
They should be.
So I'm just saying that to me is battered Aggie syndrome. Although what brought that up yesterday, I'm listening to Rob Thompson on the Morning Huddle yesterday, and he's got his chest all out there. It's like, we should be number one, and I don't know why we're not number one. And I'm like,
did he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That Rob, he was bragging. So I'm just saying.
Well, and they should be, but they should also be concerned about South Carolina because, it is November. And, and they are Aggies. And even Mike Elko this morning on the Morning Huddle said, don't look at their record and think that's a bad football team.
Yeah, and again, this is what we know in the SEC. In the SEC, everybody has NFL players, and that's what makes this league so challenging. And so, if you look in depth to what they've done, they've played 4 straight games against teams who were ranked in the top 14 or higher when they played them. No one else in any other conference does that. And so, it's easy to say, they're 3-6, so they must not be a good football team. But I bet if you gave them some of the schedules of some of the teams ranked in the top 15 or 20 this year, you'd see them in a much better place right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and just going back 1 year ago, Aggies traveled to South Carolina, and South Carolina came out victorious in that game. Had a little bit better team last year than they do this year.
Well,
but
and
still.
the Aggies weren't as good of a team.
Very
very
true.
But it feels like, to steal a line from Jeff Traylor, is Mike Elko making his team a soft bet if things don't go well at South Carolina?
Wow.
He's already saying this. That's a good football team.
Good football team.
Because we're in the SEC, baby. It's tougher. You look at some of those other teams and their cupcake schedules that they have. If South Carolina had that, they'd be ranked up there. Very well done by Mike Elko. But I understand where Aggies are coming from. But, boy, you did a good job of pissing some off yesterday.
Well,
because they're texting me.
That's what I do.
Off.
I don't. Why are they texting? You can text me.
Well,
Twitter at Joe Reinagle 210. I tell people when they say, "What do you do, Joe?" I piss people off for a living.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Yep,
and it's kind of cool to have that in your job description.
Well, it is. What's the word? You want about half your audience to agree with you, and half your audience to disagree with you. Those that disagree listen longer. We all learned that from Rush Limbaugh and Howard Stern. And the people that don't like you, we're going to boycott your advertisers, are the first one shopping there. It's great.
I'm still trying to get that half that agree with me up there. Yeah, that's not quite there yet.
It's not quite there. But I mean, look at the comments on our YouTube page. I mean, there's one guy that can't wait for 2:00 to start ripping me in particular.
Exactly.
And that guy listens 4 hours a day. Like, we are so in his head, it's not even funny.
That's
it is
true.
funny, actually.
It is funny. It's cool. And look, agree, disagree, doesn't matter. We appreciate it. I just saw we need a moment of silence for just a minute.
All right.
TMZ just popped up a notification on me. The penny is officially dead.
What?
At the age of 232.
Wait, R.I.P. Why?
The last penny, they say, was minted today, Wednesday, in Philadelphia. Today's the last day they're going to make pennies. That's it. It's going away. A little moment of silence, please, for the penny.
How much are my pennies now going to be worth?
Well, that's a good question.
Do we keep our pennies so maybe they'll be worth a nickel?
I've got a whole jar full of pennies. Just from, dumping your change out at night, I'll dump them in there.
Is it just the pennies or is all your change?
There's other things in there, too, but there's a lot of pennies in there. So I don't know if if they're worth something.
Yeah, hey. I find it interesting because I've got a huge jar that I got from my dad. It was his change jar. And growing up, you get home, you throw your change. So ones and change. Ones would go on the counter, and those would be my daughter's. And then when the change jar was full, you'd go to H-E-B or the bank and, that coin thing. And there'd always be,
H-E-B has those things,
$150, $200 in there of loose change.
Which is crazy.
Which is great. Although now that you don't spend cash, my change jar doesn't get filled up quite as often. Which I find unusual which is good too, because my kid's not there to empty it, right? But it is kind of weird that I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that all change except maybe a quarter hasn't completely gone away.
Well, it's funny you should say that, Jason, because next they say could be the nickel, because the 5-cent coin, according to TMZ, costs about 10 cents to produce.
Well, that makes no sense.
Exactly. Well, that was the penny. The penny was like it's worth a penny, but it costs like a nickel to produce. So that's why they're going away with that. And as you say, not a lot of people are dealing in cash anymore, or not as much certainly as they were.
Although I do find it interesting when you go to places that won't give exact change. I don't like the way they round up, because you lose a penny. How much additional dollars are businesses getting? Because say you get something and it's $9.52, you'll get 50 cents change. 53 cents or more, they'll round. You know what I mean? The round up is in the company's favor.
Yeah, it always is.
Yeah,
it always is.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. If you say so. Does, I guess. I suppose. Mm-hmm. I don't know. But farewell to the penny. R.I.P. To the penny. We got a lot to talk about. Big game tonight with the San Antonio Spurs. In fact, the next two are pretty big. And I say that Although the Warriors are not playing good basketball right now. They're just not. They got rolled in Oklahoma City last night. Spurs taking on the Golden State Warriors. First of two right here in San Antonio this week. We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, you know the best way to do that is by calling my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7. Offices all over San Antonio and Texas. Services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15 p.m. After a bye week, the Cowboys are center stage on Monday Night Football for the second time this month. This time in Sin City, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
For 70 years, we've been known as the Humane Society of the United States. But as the challenges animals face have grown, so have we. We are now called Humane World for Animals. And with you on our side, we are going to end animal cruelty around the globe. Join us. Humane World for Animals. The end of animal cruelty.
No, it's not too soon to start holiday shopping. Ulta Beauty's early Black Friday event is happening now through November 22nd. Shop $10 beauty minis from brands like MAC and Too Faced. Take 30% off Lancome and Touchland fragrances and body mists. With new offers dropping every week, our associates can help you find the perfect gifts. Head into Ulta Beauty today to shop our early Black Friday event. Ulta Beauty. Gifting happens here.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it.
Woo!
Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's a Rob-free Thursday on the Morning Huddle, but we did go to the Spurs game, so we'll talk about Spurs and Warriors, and we'll preview the one for Friday. Plenty of Spurs, plenty of football. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Is that our theme song?
Yes. Yes. That's perfect, Pledge.
Yeah, very good. Very good. Just had Sham Charania. Sham Charania, that dude that covers the NBA, said that Bradley Beal is done for the season. A fracture in his hip. His hip.
How old is he?
Well, yes, he may need a hip replacement at this point in time.
Wow.
Another guy who's always hurt. Always. Unbelievable. There you go, Clipper fan. If we have any here, I'm not sure we do, but this is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe. He's Jason. Spurs have a big game tonight, perhaps.
Yeah, they do, or do they? It's the Golden State Warriors, so a lot of star power. Obviously, Steve Kerr in town. Always fun when anytime the Warriors are here. So many San Antonio kids will be there tonight in Golden State jerseys, specifically Steph Curry jerseys.
But I don't blame him for that. Look, Steph Curry's an interesting player. He's an exciting player. Best shooter in the NBA.
Yeah.
Can we just clear that up? I don't think anybody argues with that.
No.
The guy can flat out shoot.
No, and just, ultimately, good dude, great team, just all of it's there. But Golden State, man, yeah, they're 5-0 at home, and they are 1-6 on the road.
Yeah.
And they just got flat destroyed last night by Oklahoma City. So you would think, would come in a little bit tired, having to play a back-to-back.
Well, we talked about it yesterday, that they're already complaining that we're tired. 11 games in, the Golden State Warriors. And I said, well, that's father time, is it not? I mean, they're getting a little long in the tooth.
I mean, sure, they are an older team. Tired? I think anytime you're playing a back-to-back, there's always that concern. I would like to think, even though last night's game for them was ugly, that they put more into last night's game playing against the defending champions than tonight, right? I mean, Oklahoma City is 11-1. I mean, my goodness. But the Spurs are in second place right now, which I don't think anybody would have thought. But if you're looking at the schedule, if you're Draymond Green, you're looking at the schedule, you know there's more energy when you're playing the defending champs than when you're playing the Spurs. At least you kind of feel that way until you go, well, maybe, because Wemby is playing at such a high level, you know those guys want to go out and play well against a guy like Victor because he has just been so dominant through the first 10 games of this season.
Well, I'm looking at the box score from last night's game with Golden State and Oklahoma City. Steve Kerr, I will have to say, rested most of his starters.
Well, I mean, they were getting blown out.
Well, maybe that's true, but Steph Curry only played 19 minutes. Jimmy Butler, 22 minutes. Draymond Green, 21 minutes, and the bench guys racked up most of the time. Yeah, it was a blowout, but it never was their. I mean, you lose by 24 points, and the Warriors made it that close by outscoring OKC 30-19 in the final stanza. So, but still, I mean, that's conservative minutes. So Steph Curry coming in here and Jimmy Butler coming in here. They didn't play a lot of minutes last night.
No, and again, I mean, Butler was their leading scorer with, 12 points? Just not overly a great game last night. And I don't know if that's more to do with Golden State or Oklahoma City. Obviously, a bit of a combination of both to a degree. But in reality, hard to figure out, and I know it's early, this Golden State team because they're so bad on the road, yet they're so good at home. And again, I know the Cowboys got brought into everything, but explain, a football team, you could kind of understand UTSA, why are they so good at home and not so good on the road? Golden State, it's basketball. Other than rest and hydration, at least early on, because remember when Golden State used to just dominate on the road, it didn't matter, right? Hard to figure out, but I know this will be a fun game to watch. That is for sure.
Well, and both of them will be tonight and again on Friday. Friday, though, Emirates Cup.
Oh, it means more.
Means more on Friday night.
It means more, just like the SEC. It means more.
No, it's. I like the way the NBA's doing this now. I really do.
Wait, on the Cup?
Not on the Cup.
Oh.
No, that they're having teams stay in town to have that series feel, if you will. To cut down on some travel for some of these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the Spurs will do that at some point in time somewhere, I'm sure. And I think all teams do it. But it cuts down on travel, and I think that's a good thing. And maybe it will cut down on some of the, speaking of our theme song coming in, some of the whining going on. That, the guys are already tired after 11 games.
Well.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd call it ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
But.
I don't know what else you would call it.
Well.
It's 11 games.
How long does it take you to get tired, sir?
Well, I'm not a professional athlete,
okay.
And if I was, I certainly would be in a little bit better shape than I'm in now.
Well, I mean, but I think it's all relative. I mean, you go to the gym every day, right? Except for what? Friday or Monday? Monday?
Yeah.
So is your workout on Thursday as good as it was on Tuesday if you've gone Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday?
Absolutely it is.
Please.
Come on, it is. Well,
please.
See, I don't believe in cardio. I think it's overrated. So it's like
all these guys do is cardio.
That is. But
it's harder to go back to back.
I get that, but they were complaining they were tired going into last night's game. I don't know. We'll see. But we were talking yesterday, Jason, and I would assume that you'll agree. The Spurs have a definite chance with the way the Warriors are playing, especially on the road, to win these next two ball games. They could very easily be 10-2 by the end of the week.
And again, wins over Golden State still matter. Even if you're looking and going, well, they're 500. Anytime you got Steph Curry on the floor, and you look at some of the players that they have, there's still something. I mean, Golden State right now is the way we looked at the Lakers in the early 2000s. If it was Shaq and Kobe showing up, I don't care what the record is. It's those guys, Dirk's Mavs. I mean, there are certain teams that are quality wins, even if they're not quite what they used to be. And in the end, do you count out the Golden State Warriors? It's November. They're a 500 team. Much like we talked about Kansas City Chiefs in September or the Baltimore Ravens, when Lamar wasn't there. Because of who they are and who's on that roster, you never count them out until they are out. And I think you could say the same about Golden State. So, if the Spurs win the next two, Golden State, they're now 6-8, while the Spurs would be 10-2. Golden State must not be no. It's still those guys in those uniforms. And let's face it, it's Steph Curry. That guy could start hitting threes from the Alamo, and all of a sudden, you're
in trouble.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. No, again, Steph Curry's always going to be dangerous. Jimmy Butler's a a wily player, a wily veteran.
Wily, eh?
Wily veteran.
Wily.
He's tough. Draymond Green, you never know what kind of nonsense he's going to get into. So it is still the Golden State Warriors. But look, early on in the season, rack up as many as you can and take advantage of this because they're not playing well, especially on the road. Spurs are still undefeated at home. And just take advantage. Stack them up as many as you can.
Well, that's it. And I think if you're the Spurs roster, that's Steph Curry coming in. So when you look at a young Steph Castle, when you look at a Wemby, when you look at some of the younger players, and De'Aaron Fox not a younger player anymore, but think about his time in Sacramento being so close to Oakland, the Bay Area, and everything that he probably heard. I would like to think the Spurs have something to prove tonight, just us against them. I think it's going to be a fun game. It's one of the, you heard the promo from the morning guys. Both Rob and AJ are going to miss out on their naps and valuable sleep because Steph Curry's in town. Are you
kidding me? They're snoozing right now. They've been snoozing since 10:30.
Well,
I guarantee you that.
They're going to be up late.
Poor guys.
And cranky in the morning. Rob's already left his Apple for tomorrow. It's
I
sitting
saw
right there
that.
on the Aggie helmet. What the hell?
Well, I'm surprised that was ever taken down. Wasn't that the good luck charm for the Aggies?
Well, what happened to the other one? He finally got hungry in the morning and decided to eat an apple.
That's not the same one?
I don't know. I don't keep track. It's not marked. Should we mark it just to see?
I think we should. Put a little wormhole in it.
No, not a wormhole. That'd be creepy.
I think it'd be good.
You should. Have you ever autographed an apple before?
Never have.
Well, you should sign the apple.
You think so?
With the Joe Reinagle original, that way if it gets replaced, you'll know. Because even if he tried to put your autograph on it again, you would recognize your autograph.
Maybe I could just put a B-A.
Oh, you can't put bags. No, don't put bags.
Not bags. B-A-S. Battered Aggie Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
You think that'd get Rob's attention?
Well, he might throw the apple through the glass.
Oh, that's Victor's problem. Not mine.
Why would you do that to Vic?
I wouldn't do that to Vic. Wouldn't do that to Vic. He's a good dude. Hey, Cowboys getting back to work. They got a game on Monday night, and obviously we've been talking a lot about it since it happened, and rightly so. Marshawn Kneeland gone, and the Cowboys are going to have to get over that and get ready to play a game. Brian Schottenheimer spoke today and said a lot of interesting things. We're going to hear, though, from R.J. Ochoa, blogging the boys. In fact, he joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We've been talking about the Spurs Warriors tonight, big game, and I tell you what, if you want to get in on all the action, the best place to do that is at Underdog, where you can make your picks and win money right here in Texas. Love playing on Underdog. It's easy. All you got to do is pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on stats. They got Wemby. Would you go higher or lower? 24.5 points. De'Aaron Fox at 20.5. What about Steph Curry, 24.5? Steph Castle, 6.5 assists, higher, lower? Think about what Steph Castle's been doing on that assist number. I kind of like higher there. Easy to do. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportsstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportsstar.com.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall. beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Okay, I have to tell you. I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Ponce. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You know, I bet if you asked RJ Ochoa about his fantasy team, he would be whining about all the injuries he's got and how he's had to lost 3 in a row like Minix was just doing. The whole break, everybody. Oh, man, I was devastated by injury. Yeah.
My team is. That's a true statement.
You got to move forward, buddy. You need a better GM, I guess. Why don't you go hire Jerry Jones? This is the Blitz on 94.
I drafted well. It's just everybody's been hurt.
Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinigle. He's Jason Minix.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line. We will ask him, how's your fantasy team doing?
League of record, not doing too great, but I am a 4-time champion there, and so I'm kind of the king of everyone. But all my efforts are focused on my Dynasty League that Pledge is in. And because I have a wager with a different person that isn't pledged, loser relative to our head-to-head matchup across the season pays the other's dues next year. So I'm all in on that.
Nice.
All in on that.
Yeah.
So, RJ, it obviously coming off a very difficult week, to say the least, up there at the Star. Cowboy fans all reacting a little bit different. Players now they've got to get back to work. And I thought it was a great line from Brian Schottenheimer today relative to, we're not going to move on, but we do have to move forward, paraphrasing what he said. And what a great perspective, because how do you take what happened with Marshawn Kneeland and get ready to go play football?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's I know you both agree, a dumb question, right? Like it's silly to talk about football, relative to this, but it has to happen, right? Like that's their job, and that's what's up next. And I think that they all have just kind of reconciled that, not to equate the things in any way, obviously, but I think the week was just, they coming off this loss, and then these massive trades, and and then this happens, and it just really puts everything in perspective. And so I think that I think the way you try to move forward is you understand you're there for one another, and that's all you have, and you lean on each other, you talk to one another, you help everyone how you can, and after this game, you take what comes next and whatever challenge that is, and you face it the same way.
I find it interesting, RJ, that the fact that it was a bye week, and I don't know if that made it, obviously it's not any worse either way, and that sounds stupid to say anyway, but it's like, I don't know, getting back on the field right away, it almost seems like just for at least that 3-hour time period, you forget about it in a weird way. But having to now stew in this thing, and I know they've had meetings, I don't know what's better for the team moving forward, that they had the bye week or to get back in right away. It's going to be interesting to watch this team, though, Monday night.
Yeah, and I think, people talk about death in general and say, one of the worst things about it is you have to remember it so many different times, right? Like you do, like you talked about, you have a stage, or whether it's a 3-hour window or a 5-minute window where you forget about something and then you remember it, you have to deal with it again. And I do think that the Cowboys seem prepared for that, for the challenge of that, I should say, in that, this game's on the road. And so it's the first game. And then next week it's first game at home, right? First time in the home locker room. And then immediately after it's Thanksgiving, which carries a different set of emotions and holiday things and feelings. And so it is something that they're all going to permanently be dealing with, with one another and together, and just kind of trying to handle as best as they can. I think everyone has handled it as best as they can, and offering that there's no right way, there's no wrong way, there's just, a way forward, to Jason's point about what Shotty said.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Historically, the Cowboys as an organization really good after a bye, 24-12. We don't know what Shotty's like after a bye. It's the first time he's been the head coach. Obviously, with the Kneeland situation, whatever your bye week plans were, they were interrupted, to say the very least, as far as prep and whatnot. But what do you expect from this team? I mean, they've got two new defensive players in Williams and Wilson. How quickly can you expect any kind of impact from those guys? Offensively, what do you expect, getting that offensive line some rust? And I don't know about you. I just want to see them go play football.
Yeah, I think that offensively we'll see a little bit more synchronization and harmony, kind of like the earlier parts of the season. I think they just kind of got off foot and were left-footed for a while after just kind of a misstep. And so this gives a chance to, you're right, obviously the week that it's been, kind of thwarts that, but gives them a chance to reset how they look at football. And I do anticipate that on offense. I do wonder what defense is going to look like, just because you do have Quinnen Williams, and I worry that there's this pressure that you feel like Quinnen has to go out and have like a 3-sack night or something like that. I think you just got to keep everything in front of you. I mean, this is, just go put the ball in the fairway. Nobody needs this to be a 300-yard drive. You know what I mean? Just swing straight. That's kind of what what you have to do. And I think that has to be your approach for the rest of the season. Again, just talking about football, because you've dug yourself this hole. I mean, the odds of you being a playoff team are incredibly low. They're not impossible, but you can't get in over your skis. And I think, there's a lot obviously going on, but I don't want to say underrated, but a narrative or a headline, a talking point here is that this is Brian Schottenheimer and Pete Carroll. I mean, this is his proclaimed mentor. And so you do wonder if there's a pressure to, make Dad proud or whatever, make Pete proud. And so there's a lot going on, or that will be going on, across 3.5 hours.
Well, I think Quentin Williams it came at the right time. And again, I applaud that trade. I think it was a good one. Logan Wilson, I don't know. It can't hurt, certainly. I think it is an upgrade from what they have. But with Ashton Genty running the football for the Las Vegas Raiders, and I think Pete Carroll's going to do a lot of that, I just to keep Dak Prescott and company off the field as much as he possibly can. So we're going to get – I think the two new defensive players are going to get tested right away.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be let's be clear. It was foolish for anyone to believe that Ashton Genty was better than Cam Pettigrew last year. But this is going to be the game where everybody, feels justified in that claim. I think that's our worst fear. And that would be, look, the Raiders have had a down year. I mean, just a really, really, really down year. And, I mean, wouldn't it just be the best feeling ever for them? Like, think about how stupid the Cardinals must have felt for all that too easy, chatter they had going on when they were getting their doors blown off by Seattle. You know what I mean? Like, they had to feel really ridiculous. And that probably will be Raiders, right? Like, I mean, could you not see – I don't know if Genty's on Jason's fantasy team or not, but him having like a 36-point fantasy night and then dropping a goose egg the next week.
I mean, I wish he was, because right now any offensive player playing the Cowboys is a must start. But when I look at the Raiders offense, they're 31st in scoring, 30th in total yards, 29th in rushing yards. Now the Cowboys defense, they're 31st in points allowed, 31st in yards allowed, and 28th in rushing. Raiders offense isn't great, but they probably are going to look great Monday night against the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, like, we've all been starving, you know what I mean, and then gone to some place and sworn it was the best meal you've ever had in your life, you know what I mean, and then been back, and it's like, this really wasn't that great, but the situation, certainly allowed it to feel and taste better than it was, and that's who the Cowboys defense are. They're the first bit of food when you're starving, and they will make you feel tall. They will make you feel proud. And I think that's where, look, again, we don't have to say a million times that the football is secondary here, but the wheels really could fall off for them. I think we're all anticipating a win. I'm sure you're both going to predict the Cowboys to win. I know I am. And for the success waters to stabilize a bit. But what if they don't? What if they go out and they just get handled again, and then they're 3-6-1, and the Eagles are coming to town with the Chiefs right around the corner on Thanksgiving Day?
Yeah, that's kind of scary. This is a game you need to win with those two coming in, without a doubt. Now, it was mentioned yesterday, RJ, that Siobhan Revelle and DeMarvion Overshown have been activated. And there are those, Ed Werder was one, that they expect to see some playing time on Monday night. How much playing time do you expect for either one of those guys?
I hope not much, for their sake, to be clear. These are two players who are coming off of very serious injuries, one of whom, in Siobhan Revelle, has never even played in the NFL. And so if you're expecting these to be your knights in shining armor, I don't think you're being fair to everyone involved, but obviously specifically them. I think that Revelle will get in on a couple of snaps, and I think Overshown will make a splash play, and that will have everyone feeling, warm and fuzzy inside. But these have to be situations that you take with patience, and that has not been a disposition that this organization has been fond of in recent history.
No, and that's the help that we've been hearing all year that's coming. And if they're cleared to play, I'm with you, RJ, to kind of ease them in. But if you're cleared to play, go play. And I don't know if Eberflus really has much of an option. And again, we can spend all the time in the world talking about the defense and can they be better or whatever. I'm still concerned about the offense because the last two games, this high-scoring offense has been anything but. I know they got 24 against Denver in that 44-24 loss. Last time out, they scored 10 whole points. Remember, it was Marshawn Kneeland on special teams that got that other touchdown. I'm more concerned about, can this offense get back on track? They can outscore the Raiders if we see the Cowboys offense we expect to see.
Yeah, and I think that's, really what you hate to say what doomed them, because it was, a lot of things. But and I know we talked about it last week, those early missteps on offense against both the Broncos and Cardinals, just kind of, that's what dug the hole, right? And after that, it started to fill up with water and get deeper and deeper and deeper. And all of a sudden, it's halftime and you're down multiple possessions. And that's difficult enough as is, let alone when you have the defense that you do. And so it's unfair. Like, to be very clear, it's inordinately unfair to ask Dak Prescott and Brian Schottenheimer to be perfect on offense. But that's it. Like, that's the job this year. And I don't think either one of them would turn it down, even if they knew that that's what they were being asked. And I think they would both did and have admitted that they failed the last 2 weeks. But if you want a puncher's chance, not even a good chance, but a puncher's chance, you've got to get out from the jump, put some points on the board, and then give your defense an opportunity to punch from above.
All right, RJ. Dan Graziano reporting today a strong likelihood that the Cowboys are going to franchise tag Pickens in the offseason. Good move?
It's very dumb if that's what they wind up doing. From the perspective of, they don't have any pending contract drama because Mozzie Smith was so bad of a first-round pick in 23, and obviously they've traded him away. But so there's no, first-round dude who's reaching eligibility for the first time that you have to take care of. There's nothing like that. The only contract situation that's pending, I guess you could put Brandon Aubrey there, but I think we kind of feel like that will get done, although that's a risky thought here, is this. I mean, just do it. Like, why are you going to play that game? Why are you going to go down this road? And I think that would really I think that a lot of people are willing to still swallow their emotions and say, fine, you have played your stupid games and you're here now, but you've got Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson. You have this 2-year window in 26 and 27. Don't mess it up. Having to tag Pickens would be step one of messing it up. Not getting a contract extension done would be step one of having to mess it up. There's just no reason to go about this. You don't have a third-round pick this coming year, and you should be grateful you don't, because you have this all-world superstar receiver. So pay him. Don't drag it out. Just be normal for once and move on and be rid of all this toxic behavior.
RJ, hearing that report today, all I could wonder was, have conversations already started? And I know this was an odd bye week for one reason, but it would also be a normal time during the bye for an organization and an agent to get together with a player like Pickens to start having discussions. And to think no work was being done would be foolish. So I also wonder, were conversations started, and maybe they didn't go the way the Cowboys thought they would go, so they dropped the little nugget that, well, we'll just franchise tag him. We have that. That a theory that holds any water in your mind?
Yeah, that's a theory that's bitten them in the past. I know you're not advocating for the theory, but the franchise tag value is known. It's about $29 million per year. So that's not even the floor, right? Like, that's below the floor of negotiation. So like, if the three of us are representing George and they come in, they're like, hey, we're willing to offer him $28 million per year. Like, that's what they do. You know what I mean? And it's stupid because you're negotiating against a set price. In fact, a price that you yourself are committed to being willing to pay by saying you're willing to place the franchise tag on him. And you can do the math on the tag, next year if you wanted to tag him a second time in a row, but that's the hot water they got in with Dak Prescott. So you mentioned the bye week and its timing relative to this. It also obviously came at the trade deadline, and they did not trade him. So now you don't even have that carrot. Now you can't say, well, we might trade you at the deadline. No, you're either in this now or you're going to let him walk in free agency.
But it's typical Cowboys. Like you said, the tag is 29. If Pickens is looking for wide receiver one type money because he's playing at that level and he's asking for, 33, 36, whatever he's asking for, Jerry and Steven are usually going to say, well, I can tag you for 29. Why would I give you 35?
Because the second tag value is calculable as well. If you tag them a second year in a row, which is what they did with Dak, I believe it's 120% of the first tag. So you can do the math, right? Like, you can do the math and say this is effectively what you're committing in a pseudo sort of sense to paying him over a 2-year stretch. And what's significant about the tag is it's fully guaranteed. So you're also willing to fully guarantee, let's round up and call it $60 million, right? Like, so that price is already set there. And so that's what you have to negotiate against. And that's what they weren't doing well in the Dak Prescott situation. Maybe they've learned their lesson, and you're right. It is a threat, but what benefit would that be? Like, how would that help your reputation here? They have soiled this reputation like a toddler going through potty training. I mean, like they have really ruined this reputation, and now everyone uses it and weaponizes it against them, right? Like it has become so pronounced that everybody knows the way they handle business. So at a certain point, you've got to pay a price, quite literally in this case, to reset the status quo and to come back to equilibrium.
I just think it's going to be an interesting offseason, RJ, when it comes to George Pickens, because I think he's going to get offers. And I know you say he should be extended now, and I understand why you say that. I just think he's going to wait for those offers. He's going to wait and see what he's got out there and make the Cowboys play the game.
He can't get offers if they tag him. If they place the exclusive tag on him, he even can't get those offers. And so you could get a little finicky with how they want to do that dance, but I mean, what good comes from that, right? Like, are they not tired? You know, like, are you not tired? You know, like this is season 29 of Grey's Anatomy. You know what I mean? Like the whole hospital is a bomb now. You know what I mean? Like we've seen all the twists, guys. Like this isn't even entertaining anymore.
Grey's Anatomy reference.
Well,
Didn't expect that on the bingo card.
I'm not sure it's ever been entertaining, but it is the Cowboys.
Oh, I loved Grey's. For the first 14 seasons were good. Then it got off the rails. That's what I'm saying.
14? I think it was like 5 seasons that my wife forced me to watch that.
We all have found some of the Cowboys' antics to be funny, right? Like we can, hand up and admit that. But I think we all agree, even if you're a, card-carrying member of the hater club like Joe, that it isn't even funny anymore, right? Like the things they're doing, they're just predictable now. It's like, oh man, you're gonna go on Stephen A's show and tell us, how much he hates the Cowboys and how much you don't like that. Wow, it's Fast and the Furious. It's just Days of Our Lives type stuff at this point.
Good stuff. Those were around a long time. People like drama. They like train wrecks.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com on Twitter. Follow the train wreck at RJ Ochoa. RJ, appreciate you, man.
I hope that you each drink a warm cup of tea later.
Well, that's probably not going to happen, but thank you for the thought.
Yeah.
Or
Didn't know where
beer.
that one was going to go.
There's more chance of that happening than a warm cup of tea, yes.
RJ Ochoa on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Jason, the UFL said goodbye to San Antonio.
Yeah.
And now they're saying goodbye to a hero. Not sure why they're doing that. And Chick-fil-A just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing. We're talking about all of that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Got to talk to you, though, about my good friends at Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Love talking about Stevens Roofing and Solar, family-owned company, local company, a company that's been in business in San Antonio since 1983. Think about that for a minute. A company that's been in business since 1983. That tells you everything you need to know about the reputation and the quality work that Stevens Roofing and Solar does. They want to make sure you're satisfied. They stand behind their work, and if they didn't, they wouldn't have been in business as long as they have been. You can trust Stevens Roofing and Solar. Whether you need a new roof, a roof repair, or you've been thinking about solar panels on your house, either way, Stevens Roofing is the company to call, 210-785-0994. In fact, it's a good time right now. The weather's kind of calmed down a little bit to get that roof inspected. I know you've been talking about doing it. You wanted to get it done. Get it done. Stop putting it off. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. They're going to send an experienced team out to your house. They'll get up on your roof. They'll inspect it to make sure that everything is as it should be. And if it's not, well, they'll let you know, and they'll tell you how they can get it that way. Stevens Roofing and Solar, the absolute best in the business. Give them a call. In fact, why don't you do it right now? 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, college impact, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
The NBA season's rolling, and DraftKings' newest game, Pick 6, is the easiest way to play for your shot at big wins. NBA stars are lighting it up. Now their numbers aren't just highlights, they're your shot to cash in. Here's how it works. Just pick more or less on 2 or more player stats. The better your picks, the bigger your payout. New DraftKings customers get $50 in Pick 6 credits with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. Don't just watch basketball. Pick, play, cash in. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code KTFM. That's code KTFM. Play just $5 and get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Make the call. Ride the upside in partnership with DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Must be 18 and over. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Void where prohibited. 1 per new customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 credits that expire in 14 days. Ends December 2nd at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. The Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. Connecticut. SA.com.
License number 38961. The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the newest college football playoff rankings were released last night. The top 5 remain unchanged. Ohio State at number 1, Indiana at number 2, Texas A&M at number 3, Bama 4, Georgia is 5, Texas Tech moves up to 6. Texas officially found their way into the playoff picture at number 10. An insider from ESPN, Dan Graziano, reports there's a strong likelihood the Cowboys will franchise wide receiver George Pickens.
SportsCenter brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one out there, whatever it is you are doing. Thank you for spending some time here with us on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He's Jason Minix. Good to have you back, Minix.
Appreciate you. Appreciate glad being back. Enjoying reading some of these comments that we have here on the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. Some people are talking about stuff that we've got coming up in the Headline Blitz.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's get to it.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
Justin Guerrero, did y'all already talk about Chick-fil-A testing out chicken and waffle sandwiches in San Antonio and Baltimore? No, but we're doing that on the Headline Blitz.
We're doing it right now.
Yes.
Chicken and waffles, it just seems like a no-brainer for Chick-fil-A. And I was actually, when I read that story today, I'm going, wait a minute, they don't do that? I mean, because with their chicken patty that they have is just delicious, and then add the waffles, it'd be fantastic.
No, it looks like the photo that they sent. And San Antonio is a test market, people.
Well, of course it is.
This is happening here and in Baltimore.
Why Baltimore?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not? That's where they put they're going to test it. But it looks like they've developed a waffle-sized bun for the breakfast. So it's like a breakfast sandwich, but instead of bread it's not a biscuit. It's a waffle bun. But also, I mean, you wonder why. Forgive me if this is out there, but do any other fast food chicken places do chicken and waffles? I don't believe the Colonel does.
I don't think so.
I've never seen it at Popeyes. I'm not
It's a good question. I don't know.
A breakfast chicken place, but I do love like chicken and waffles. I mean, if you're anywhere and chicken and waffles at you go, right? It's fantastic, but it's messy. So how do you eat that in the car? Do you eat that on your way to work? So maybe there's a reason why it took them a while to figure out the best way to do it. I don't know. Is it hard to get the syrup cups the right size where you could dip and go? That's why they're
maybe
testing.
They could find a way to already have the syrup infused into the waffle where it's not messy, but it's just got that taste.
Well, I know there's a way, because one of my breakfast go-to at the house, I get those breakfast sausage links from Kielbasa.
Uh-huh.
And you can get them at H-E-B. You can get regular or maple syrup flavored. And those maple ones they're incredible. I have those just about every morning. So is there a way to infuse that maple flavoring into? Is that what you're saying? But is it give you the same effect if it's not syrup on the waffle?
It does. Remember, McDonald's has the McGriddle, which has syrup inside the pancake.
Ah, you see that?
I've never had that.
I've never had that.
The McGriddles are delicious.
All right.
No, I've never had that. I'm not a pancake guy or a waffle guy, quite frankly.
But
so
chicken and waffles.
I'd probably just take the chicken out and eat that.
Well, but chicken and waffles at a great soul food place is incredible.
Absolutely.
And that is that's breakfast for dinner. That's any time, right? I mean, there's, quite frankly, we're in L.A. and
what's the name of that place?
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
It's
right there. Gladys Knight's spot in Atlanta is a go-to. It's a different kind of chicken and waffles, obviously, than what Chick-fil-A is going to give you. But I sent this article to Morgan, who's our big boss here, who's the biggest Chick-fil-A consumer that I know. And she said,
every day I see Chick-fil-A bags on her desk.
And she said, I'll be first in line December 1st. And I promise you she will be.
I think this is going to go over well. I do. I think Chick-fil-A is popular here, and I think it's going to go over well. I really do.
Now, Alexandra said she prefers Popeyes over Chick-fil-A with the regular chicken sandwich. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, everybody has their preference, but you're not getting waffles with it unless Popeyes follow suit.
Let me tell you, I saw a commercial the other day for something from KFC that just looked awful. And this is a commercial. It was a chicken sandwich, but it looked like it was all crust with some kind of sauce all over it.
The barbecue?
It looked awful.
Where the Colonel was mad or whatever? Yeah, I saw that too. And
it looks awful.
My first job, I was working for the Colonel, and we didn't have that then. You either got it original or extra tasty crispy.
Uh-huh.
Never did barbecue, but yeah, you're right.
The crispy is too much crust. See, I love the original Colonel.
The original.
The original's good.
Yeah.
But not the crispy.
You don't like the crispy?
No.
It's just breaded twice.
Well, exactly.
And it's fried different. It is fried different.
I'm just saying. It's, well, yeah, you would know.
I would know. It is fried different. The original one went into a thing and you had to close the lid. The extra tasty crispy you dropped in and it was an open fryer. But the packets were different too. The secret recipe.
Yeah.
You know, which is pepper.
Uh-oh. We know the Colonel's secret recipe.
No, it came in a package, but I mean, you look at it, it's like salt and like 10 different kinds of peppers. I don't know. It came in a pack. We didn't have to do it, but it was cooked differently. But it gets breaded twice.
All right, well,
and then open fried.
But I don't like a lot of crust. You know, I mean, I'd rather get it's kind of like when I do wings. You know, I don't want a lot of crust on. That's why I'm not a huge fan of Hooters wings.
Yeah,
because there's too much crust on it.
Well, you can get them naked.
Well, are we still talking about wings?
Spicy and naked.
Last time you and I ate a Hooters.
Yeah.
You had no complaints that day.
Well, no. That was about the shiniest Hooters waitress I've seen in a long time.
And where'd she put your credit card?
Ooh, yeah, I remember that. That's when you just take that credit card and go,
oh, yeah.
I didn't do that.
Don't lie to the people.
That we're aware of.
Don't lie to the people.
You're a dumb butt.
So the Moose, no longer a part of spring football. The UFL has told Darryl his services are no longer needed.
Well, he probably got pissed off. You taking a team out of San Antonio? Screw you.
It probably wasn't that bad.
It probably wasn't.
Yeah, you know, the reality is they got a new money guy who's making all the decisions now. And I'm guessing there were some things that Darryl disagreed with. He spoke up. I don't know. I haven't talked to Darryl. Don't know anything. Although I'm not surprised because it seems like a lot of the way things were being done are not going to be continued to be done that way.
You know, I don't know. And I'll be totally honest with you. And I like football, but spring football was kind of a reach for me, just unless San Antonio was playing. And so I don't know that I'll watch a lot of that come the spring, to be totally honest with you.
You know, I've just always been different. Any football for me, I'm watching. If there's football on, I'm going to watch. I mean, arena football, love it. It's completely different. If you go into the mindset that this ain't real football, well, all right, because it's not 11-man football on a 100-yard field. It's, to me, it's arena ball, and we still have the gunslingers here.
Well, now that's fun. That's an entertaining brand of football.
Yeah, but it's a combination of football, hockey, and NASCAR. I mean, you got a little bit of everything.
You do.
Right?
You do.
You know, the spring football, again, you'll see some players and you go, all right, there's hope for this one. But to me, you know, it's a Saturday or Sunday in April. I'll watch football.
I'm probably playing golf, I hope.
Well, but if you're not, if you're at home, what are you going to watch? An old rerun of whatever you choose?
Andy Griffith?
Gilligan's Island?
Gilligan's Island. Yes. Woo, Marianne.
Man. Speaking of golf, I think this has happened twice. Did I see not long ago Caitlin Clark teeing off at a celebrity deal and she hit a whole bunch of people? Well,
it wasn't Caitlin Clark.
No, I think Caitlin Clark did it. Now Sophia Cunningham has done it. I think it's happened twice now. Because Caitlin, I saw her drive, and she hit some people on the left. Sophie's drive is hitting people on the right. But guys aren't stupid. They faked injury so they can get a hug from her.
Absolutely. And wouldn't you?
Well, yeah.
I mean, of course. Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. But I know it's some kind of celebrity pro-am. I think that they're playing in. I think that's kind of cool. Caitlin Clark actually had a pretty good golf swing, the one I saw.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad at all. Now, Sophie, I didn't notice her swing.
Look, I suck at golf. Reinagel is good at golf. Pledge is good at golf. I don't know that I would trust either of these boys to tee off with those kind of people in the gallery. Somebody would take a ball to the noggin.
There is no way I could even hit the golf ball if there were people like the pros and you got those people lined up all the way down. And there's no way I could do it. I'd be a nervous wreck. Are you kidding me?
Well, and nor would I stand there where I would allow you or Sylvia, anybody like that. You know pros, sure. Anybody else? No.
Wow.
I mean, and I'm more worried. I mean, the fans are one thing, but when they got those photographers lined up, dude, you're about to break a nose and a camera.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no way.
Well, I'm glad, that's good for them getting out and you keeping the WNBA thing alive, and they need all the help they can get, quite honestly. And I don't say that as disrespect. It's a fact. They need all the help they can get. If you've got celebrities out there like Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham and I don't know, whoever else. Who was on the Victoria's Secret, the girl that's the villain? Angel Reese. Yeah, Angel Reese. I mean, that's good for the game, I think.
Yeah.
When you've got all of that going on. All right. You know what else is good for the game or has been? Texas A&M Aggies.
Yeah.
They've been really good. Mike Elko made his weekly appearance on the Morning Huddle this morning. We're going to hear from Mike. And the new college football playoff poll has arrived. We'll talk about that as well when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Spurs Warriors tonight down at the Frost Bank Center. Lots of NBA to be played tonight. Get in on all the action. Win some money. You could do that at Underdog, the best place where you can make your picks and win money right now in Texas. So many different things to look at when you're building your entry there on Underdog, and it's easy. You just pick whether your favorite players are going to go higher or lower on predicted stats. You look at the Lakers are playing OKC tonight, 30.5 for Luka in that game. SGA's at 31.5. Spurs Warriors, Wemby at 24.5. And then I was also looking at Steph Curry and what is his three-pointers. They have them. Let's see, 4.5 3-pointers made. Would you go higher or lower for Steph Curry on that one for tonight down at the Frost Bank Center? Build your pick-em entry. Get all your picks right. You could win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Hey, it's Desmond Howard. You want to win the weekend? It all starts with the tailgate. And for me, that means Kingsford Charcoal.
They've been bringing the flavor, the smoke, and the heat since 1920. No wonder they're still the gold standard of grilling. So fire it up, feed your crew, and let the smoke do the talking. Kingsford, the king of the tailgate. Get it today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Smoky Moe's Texas Barbecue, the best neighborhood barbecue in San Antonio, is now taking orders for Thanksgiving smoked turkeys and holiday parties. Hurry! Our whole smoked turkeys sell out every year. Order a freshly smoked, perfectly seasoned turkey and add heat at home with delicious sides for your best Thanksgiving dinner ever. Smoky Moe's is your holiday catering specialist. Check out our holiday catering menu at SmokyMoe'sBarbecue.com or call a Smoky Moe's near you. Don't wait. Head to SmokyMoe'sBarbecue.com today.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles, AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Brian Schottenheimer, good morning, Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, it was a weird transition for me to come on to the show and hear a bunch of moaning, and then I heard moaning and manning and all these things. It was really kind of weird. Edwin didn't prepare me for that.
Moaning? Coach, tell him. Can you tell the audience you've got no interest in drafting Arch Manning in the upcoming draft?
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Howdy, San Antonio. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're locked on the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, and those Aggies take on South Carolina this Saturday. Early kickoff at College Station, 11 o'clock kickoff. For the Aggies and the Gamecocks.
Kind of sucks.
It kind of does.
I mean, first game at Kyle in forever, and they make it early.
Yeah, but, dude, what are you going to take out? You've got you got Alabama and Oklahoma at 2:30, and then you got Texas and Georgia at 6:30. So which one are you going to replace?
I'm telling you, I'm with you from the TV deciders, but at the same time, you haven't tailgated at Kyle in a long time, and now it's breakfast tacos with Monaco. Right here on 94.1, brought to you by Just Pots.
Those people in College Station don't give a damn what time they got to start tailgating. They'll just start Friday night, and they'll let it roll into Saturday morning.
Y'all practice?
No problem.
It's there.
Yes.
They stay at, what, number 3 in the college football playoff?
Yes, they do, number 3. The top 5 stayed exactly the same. Ohio State, Indiana, A&M, Alabama, Georgia. So those stayed the same. Texas Tech moves all the way up to number 6.
As they should.
Yeah, they really should. I mean, that defense might be, besides Ohio State, might be the best in the country, second best in the country. They're good.
Maybe even including Ohio State.
Well, I think Ohio State's got the best defense in the country.
I mean, they might. That's where you love that. I mean, because it's Texas Tech. And because they play in the Big 12, it's hard to really know how good those guys are.
True.
Right?
That is true.
Although it's not like Ohio State has had the toughest schedule to this point either.
That's a good point, too.
And that's where you want to see them meet on the field. And, Mike Elko brought that up this morning on the Morning Huddle with Rob and AJ about just the whole ranking process.
I don't think you let it creep into your mind. Obviously, I think
there's a massive challenge that we have in college football trying to figure out when you compare apples to oranges to bananas, like how you do that. And I think that what we're looking for as coaches is some type of consistency in how that's happening. And everything we heard this offseason was about scheduling metrics and strength of schedule and strength of record metrics. And, and so we go out and we play at Notre Dame. And we just need to know what the parameters are. And it's going to be even more important when we move forward and we start playing 9 SEC games, how they're going to get viewed and how people are going to start looking at things. You know, you look at Mississippi State, who beat one of the better teams in the Big 12 this year. Like, how does that get valued? We got to figure that stuff out.
You know what's interesting about that and what he just said there, it's the first time I heard him say that. I was listening to something, and Joel Klatt was saying that the NCAA has been bouncing around a point system. So, in other words, say Texas plays Ohio State, and Texas loses that game. They still get 5 points for scheduling that game. Now, Ohio State would get 5 or 10 or whatever the case may be, and it's a point system. So, take, for example, though, Texas schedules UTEP at home. Even if Texas wins, they get 0 points to try and get everyone to schedule a tougher schedule than they're doing right now.
And I'm not sure how they do it, but so what you're saying is you got 10-point games, 8-point games, 6-point games.
Yes.
And
depending on
UTEP might be a 2-point game because you would have to get some sort of point for winning. I don't know. I don't know.
I like that because I think, look, and no disrespect to A&M.
Here we go.
But right in the middle of the season, they're scheduling a Cupcake U. And to me, that's just – here we go! I'd rather them have a bye week, for goodness sake.
Well, in some ways they do, but it's not just A&M. Everybody does that.
Most of them do it at the beginning of the year, though, right?
Most do. Some do. I mean, there were some dog games last week in the SEC because that's where you have the hole in your schedule. So everybody has the same number of cupcakes, if you will. Now, A&M's got their cupcake later, and they also had in a cupcake slot, they had a Notre Dame. Texas in a cupcake slot had an Ohio State. I'm with you, and unlike the NFL, and everybody wants to try to compare things to, this is what the NFL has their scheduling system, and, every division winner gets a playoff spot. And, and we've seen 500 teams, sub-500 teams, you win the NFC South, congratulations, you still get a playoff spot. College football is different, but then you're trying to compare the SEC and the Big Ten to what we're seeing in the ACC or the Big 12. This whole conversation sort of started with Big 12 and how good are they defensively. They don't get the same respect because they play in the Big 12 and because, they're Texas Tech and they haven't done it before. If you take that same defensive unit and you put them in a Georgia uniform or you put them in an Oklahoma uniform or a Texas uniform or even an A&M uniform, we'd be talking about, how great they are, but it's Texas Tech and they're in the Big 12.
But they're hammering everybody.
They are.
And so, I think that, and just defensively, they're hammering everybody. BYU was undefeated last week.
Yep.
They go into Lubbock, and Tech makes them look like a high school team. Honestly, because they couldn't move the football at all. So I do want to see them go up against a quality team, and they may very well meet the Aggies in the second round of the playoffs if things stay the way they are right now, and there's a lot of road to travel before we get there, but that could very well be a second-round matchup. And that would be fascinating to see Texas Tech and Texas A&M.
Well, and that's one of the things that, Elka was talking about with the boys this morning on the morning huddle is, seeing all the schedules, just trying to figure out how the Aggies can fit into that playoff mix.
Yeah, I think the nice thing is with the system, we can control our own destiny. I think that's kind of where you do feel like we've made progress because we know if we can go out and take care of what we need to take care of on the field, it's going to give us a spot in the playoff. And then in the playoff, you're going to have to go win football games on the field, and it's not going to matter who ranks who where. And so that part, I think, is how we focus. We focus on South Carolina and how to go and beat South Carolina because that's the only thing that we can control right now.
Which is a good way to put it. Look, I give the Aggies all the credit in the world for hiring Mike Elko. And I wasn't sure about Mike Elko coming out. I mean, did wonders at Duke. And the way he has changed that culture there and what he's done with that football program is phenomenal in the second year of this program. We'll see if it's consistent throughout and continues on. But at least this year, my goodness, he has put one hell of a football team on the field, and they look good. They look as good as anybody in the country.
Well, and again, their belief in the offseason and their quarterback when nobody, including me, thought he was the right guy. I still, although Marcel Reed is proving me wrong, am surprised that A&M didn't go out with all the money they have and bring in a different quarterback. Now, Marcel Reed, he's in the Heisman race.
I think I heard this stat. I think in our 4 away games, he's averaging over 300 yards of total offense a game. He's got 13 touchdowns and 3 turnovers, and he's a reason why we're in first place in the SEC. And so all of that tends to lead to him taking a trip up to New York to be part of the Heisman ceremony. And obviously there's 3 games still to play. He's got to continue to play at the level he's playing at. We got to continue to win football games. But as things currently stand right now, I think he absolutely belongs in New York.
Absolutely he does. And he's proven a lot of people wrong. It's not just you.
No, I know.
Because a lot of people wrong.
But I wasn't a fan, and so
well, I
give him all the credit
necessarily, and he has shown that he belongs in with the Aggies as their leader, and in the SEC, he has played tremendous football.
If you missed Elko this morning on the Morning Huddle, the entire interview is at sasportstar.com in the audio vault powered by AA Best Bail Bonds.
All right, let's go from the Aggies to the Longhorns. You want to? Okay. They got a big game this week at Georgia. A huge football game for both of those teams. Let's talk to our Longhorn insider, Bob Ballou with KI Sports. He joins us next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. And it's that time of year if you're thinking about getting something nice for your employees at work, whether it be a jacket with your company logo, new shirts with your company logo, go see Sam. Now's the time to get those holiday orders in. You need caps done? Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom. And all the popular cap brands from Katie Caps, Nike Cap America, the Richardson 112 style trucker caps. If you need T-shirts, screen printed, Sam will get you taken care of. He's got all the big name brands. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Mathew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. And he also now has a full line of Tommy Bahama. So you want your logo on a nice Tommy Bahama? Go see Sam. Incredible pricing, and that price does include your logo. Nobody has better prices than Sammy's Embroidery and Printing, and he's also the only company in Texas that offers one-day turnaround. No order too big, no order too small. So call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, a mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
This college football season, the Crunch Time Hero of the Week is brought to you by PorkRinds.com, the nation's premier hub for pork rind lovers everywhere. Each week, a college player will post on Instagram, and each share over a 2-week period equals a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, which helps families who are dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Giving back with the perfect snack to celebrate those big Crunch Time plays. Find your rind at PorkRinds.com or find Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at HEB.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic, plus get a $300 instant gift. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year. Just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely. A Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. A Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Going to be a lot of attention about 6:30 Saturday night. Texas taking on Georgia. It's going to be a dandy. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minnick.
Yeah, a dandy, eh?
A dandy. Mm-hmm. I hope, anyway.
Bob Ballou, our Longhorn insider from KI Television in Austin, as well as host of the Stampede podcast here on the Buyers Barricades guest line. It's going to be a dandy, huh?
I hope so. I'm with Joe. I certainly hope so. I'm making this is my second ever trip to Athens. I was there. I actually went back and looked up the date because I knew you guys would be worried about it. March 18th, 2001.
Oh, wow.
When the 10th seeded Missouri Tigers women's basketball team upset Georgia, number 2 seed Georgia in the NCAA tournament, 78-65 to advance to the Sweet 16. That's the only time I've been to Athens. So I don't know.
And
I was just talking to Pledger
and
about
you went
this.
to that? Why?
I don't know. I was working for KOMU in Columbia. We went and covered the women's basketball team.
That was pre-Kens 5, man.
Pre-Kens 5, exactly.
Wow.
And I was just talking to Pledger. I don't know if the vibes will be the same as they were that day, Saturday night at 6:30. But either way, I'm looking forward to it.
That bar and maybe that server, they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, seriously. It's you know what I didn't know? The Varsity, which has like been the thing forever. There are 8 locations in Atlanta. The Varsity in Athens shut down, and that was like the place. I had no idea. It shut down 4 years ago.
Where are you going to get a chili dog if the Varsity isn't there?
I know. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. We got a lot of research to do. So we're going to leave tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. You should hang up and leave now.
I know.
All right. In interest of fair play, we were talking about the Aggies a few minutes ago, and Mike Ochoa on our morning show, the Morning Huddle, kind of campaigning a little bit for Marcel Reed. So a guy named Chris Griffin, who is a staunch Longhorn fan, just is blowing up my Facebook Messenger with stats. Arch Manning's stats actually better than Gunnar Stockton and better than Marcel Reed. Why are we not talking about Arch Manning for the Heisman anymore? Longhorn fans listening to this program would like to know, apparently.
Let me say this, because I think this is funny. I said this to you guys. I vividly remember saying this to you guys at the beginning of October after the Florida game. And then the same thing, I had this conversation on Monday. But just humor me. If Arch Manning, he threw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns the last 2 games. Let's just say he does it over these next 3 games. He looks great, and Texas wins all 3 of these games. He'll be in New York. Like I have very little doubt he'll be in New York, and that is maybe the wildest thing you could have ever possibly thought 3 weeks ago.
No, you did say humor me.
If Texas is 10-2 with 4 wins over top 10 teams, and Arch Manning looks great in his final 5 games. And I say that in part because who else are you going to invite? Like, it's not like there's this long list of guys that you're like, oh, Julian Sands there, Fernando Mendoza's there, Marcel Reed's there.
Ty Simpson.
But, like, beyond that, Ty Simpson for sure.
Quarterback from Navy should go. He's got good numbers. Although he's busy.
Let's come back to reality.
He's busy
here,
that day. He'll be beating Army.
But my point is, at the end of the year, if he has 3 really good games here, and 300 yards, 3 touchdowns like he's done the last couple of weeks, like you're going to go look at his numbers and go, well, why isn't he there over Marcel Reed? Why isn't he there? I'm not saying this is going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. I don't think all of a sudden this Texas offense has just found everything, but it's just like it's still on the table, which after everything we've talked about the last 2.5 months, how in the hell is any of this still on the table with this Texas team? But they found a way, and they're in a position where if they win their last 3, everything's in front of them.
Yeah, you know what, Bob, and you mentioned figure out the offense. I'm not as worried about the offense anymore as I am the defense. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes they look you can't run, you can't do anything on them, and then other times they look like a sieve. And I just can't figure this defense out. Why are they not consistent?
So I think the biggest reason the last 2 weeks from what you've watched is a secondary without its lead communicator and coach on the field, Michael Taft. And then they lost Jelani McDonald to a concussion last week in the Vanderbilt, or 2 weeks ago in the Vanderbilt game. And I think that has, if that is truly solidified, we talked to Michael Taft Monday. I mean, they're all planning on playing, but it's more of the like, are they playing at a level that's on top of, when you come off a thumb surgery, looked at John Mateer. I know it's a different position. He didn't look great. What does Michael Taft look like coming off this thumb surgery? What does Jelani McDonald look like coming out of concussion protocol? All those things. But those are their 2 basic back-end communicators. And when you put freshmen and sophomores back there, that changes dramatically. So when Jelani went out at halftime, by the end of the 3rd quarter, Vanderbilt had figured a few things out, and then all of a sudden there were breakdowns and miscommunications in the secondary. So I think that's the big part of it. We'll see, obviously. I mean, I think Michael Taft makes an enormous – he's a first-team All-American, second-team All-American last year, preseason first-team All-American this year. Like, I think a guy like that makes an enormous difference. We'll find out on Saturday against a team that, quite honestly, does not look like the Georgia of old. Gunnar Stockton isn't exactly lighting up the world with his numbers, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2,000 yards passing. Like, it's not like they are world beaters on offense. It's not like they are world beaters on defense. They're -2 in turnover margin, and they have 11 sacks this year. Texas has 34. Georgia has 11, and they had 3 last week. So, like, this isn't Georgia. All the talent's there. They just don't have the experience, kind of like Texas. The talent's there. They just don't have the experience. And so I think that makes for a little bit more of an interesting battle. But I think the defense will be fine. Even looking at last year, I know that first half they kind of got blown out, but they figured some things out in the second half and then only gave up, they gave up 22, but 16 in regulation against Georgia in the SEC title game last year.
Is Texas able to stop the Georgia run game? I think.
Yeah, that's the question.
Right? I mean, I know Texas has been good against the run, but Georgia, I mean, Stockton is Stockton, but it's the run game that I'm more worried about. Is if those guys get to the second level, there's gonna be too much Olay from the Texas defense. Can that front stop the Georgia run game?
Yeah, I mean, Texas is second in the country in rush defense this year. They're giving up 78 yards a game. So I don't know that I think the bigger question is, it's kind of like the same thing with Diego Pavia. Can you keep Gunnar Stockton in the pocket and keep him in the pocket long enough that he's got to throw the football? If they can make Gunnar Stockton throw the football, I like their chances better. I'm not saying they win the game, but they've got to stop the run from the word go. That's going to be the biggest emphasis. And I think we kind of saw this in the 2 games last year. Like, they've got to be the more physical team. And that, to me, that's going to start on defense. Like, their defense has got to come with everything it has in that front 7 to stop the run. And I feel like if they can do that, that's a huge leg up for them in terms of trying to go to a place that nobody wins. I mean, literally no one. This team is 35-1 in its last 36 at home. It's 51-2 in its last 53. The loss was to Alabama this year by 3. I mean, this is not a team that ever loses at home. That's how good they are. And so if they're going to be in this game, if they're going to have a chance in the fourth quarter, it's going to come because they were able to stop the run. And I think they've had a different attitude up front over the last, since Florida. And they've done a much better job of being that team that they want to be against the run.
Obviously, mistakes, Bob, are going to be key, depending on who makes the less or doesn't give the football away. Arch Manning, we talked about him, and I'm not saying that he's going to do that, but I'm just saying he looks more comfortable and confident to me. Look, obviously, there's a lot of water under the bridge now. There's no more excuse that this kid hasn't played. He's played in some football games against some good football teams. So that excuse is out the window. But to me, when I watch him play, especially against Vanderbilt the other day, I mean, he looks more calm, he looks more confident, and it looks like, and I know people use this term a lot, the game has kind of slowed down a little bit for him. Do you see the same thing?
100%. And I think there are a multitude of reasons. I think playing 9 games has helped him. I think having a clean pocket has allowed him to slow the game down a lot too. I think when they moved Cole Hudson to guard and left Connor Robertson at center after Cole got hurt and they didn't have a choice, they had to put Connor in at center, and they kind of realized, like, okay, this guy can play a little bit. We're moving Cole to guard and getting rid of 2 guys that didn't have a ton of experience has really solidified the line, and it's allowed Arch to have time in the pocket. And I think that goes for any quarterback, obviously, but some of the throws that he's made are the throws that we said, that's what we thought he could do. That's the quarterback we thought he was. Can they do that Saturday? That's a whole different question, because, again, regardless of what the numbers tell you, this Georgia team can put pressure on the quarterback. They've still got the beast that they have up front. I asked Sark about that Monday. I said, their numbers don't add up for what a Georgia defense normally looks like. Like, what do you see on tape? And the first thing he said was, I see those 3 linebackers. Like, I look at those 3 guys and I'm like, yeah, that's Georgia. So I think and he always talks about how all their corners are 6'1" or bigger. They love that length at corner and they're all fast. So this is a true challenge in every sense of the word. I just think for Arch, it's a little easier when you have that extra half a second or second in the pocket, and the offensive line is finally giving him that. It's also allowed Ryan Wingo to
kind of show who he is in the explosive game, but also getting Emmett Mosley has been a big key too. He's looked really good these last 3 or 4 games. He's become a bigger part of the offense. Now you've got reliable DeAndre Moore. You trust Parker Livingston. Now your 4 wideouts are set. Can you run the football? That's going to be the other question Saturday. Like, can Quatravian Weiser and C.J. Baxter get anything going? Can this offensive line get anything going? They're going to have to. They didn't last year in either game. I think they ran for 30 yards both games. So they got to get that going too. But I'm with you, Joe. Like, I really think the game has slowed down for Arch, and he's seeing things better now. But I also think it's because the offensive line is a little more solidified.
Bob Ballou from KI Television and the Stampede podcast with us here on the Blitz, here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. It's funny with everything, all that comes down to Arch Manning, doesn't it? Are we going to get good Arch or so-so Arch or bad Arch? It's just interesting because the Vanderbilt game was so good for 3 quarters. And I probably would feel a lot better about the Longhorns' chances, although small, going into Athens anyway, if they would have finished off a dominating performance. But they just seem to be able to survive these games during this win streak. I think that's probably the right word, whether it's Vandy or Kentucky or Mississippi State. The only game they've really dominated was Oklahoma. Can that version of Texas travel to Athens?
I think that's the question. We haven't seen it for 4 full quarters, but hasn't that always been the thing with Sark? Like, for the most part, even back like in 23 when they went to the national semifinal, they had to survive at Houston and win that game by 7. They survived at home and beat Kansas State by 3. They survived at TCU and won that game by 3. Like, it's just kind of the way it's been with these guys. And then it was kind of that way last year. I mean, obviously the win at Arkansas that was close, the win at A&M. I mean, it's a 10-point game, but they found a way to get it done. This team has just survived. I mean, Mississippi State, they looked good in the first quarter, and they looked great in the last 10 minutes. And in between, they looked terrible. Kentucky, they just looked terrible all night. Defense was all right, but offensively, they looked terrible. So, you know, I think we're probably going to see a little of both. Like, Texas has turned the ball over once in the last 4 games. I mean, that's massive for why they've won these games. Can they do that Saturday? Like, is the pressure and the intensity of a game like this that they haven't really been in? I know they were at it, Ohio State, I get it. Florida was overwhelming, but they were a different team then. I don't know. Like, I think that's my biggest question. Like, do they have it in them to go on the road and do this? Fortunately, they've played in Columbus and Gainesville to get a little bit of a taste of that. But do they have that in them? Do they have that gumption in them to not turn the ball over and kind of make the big plays? I think they're going to be a mix. I really do. I think this is going to be – they're going to look really bad at times, and then they're going to look like, okay, there it is. And I think it's maybe been the issue all season with this team, but now in the big atmosphere, what do they say? Who are they? And I think that's going to be this is – if you really look at this Texas team – if they're going to play for the national championship, they're going to have 7 games left this year. 7. They played 9. We're barely halfway through the year for most of these teams that are going to play in the national championship game. And so that's why I think you see things like Ohio State not necessarily running up the score on teams, maybe slowing the pace down a little bit. They did it last year too, because you're preserving until you get to the moment you need it. I'm not saying Texas has done that. They've obviously offensively needed to figure a bunch out. But the fact that they could still have 7 games to play is wild. And so, you know, this is a moment that we're going to see who they really are when they go on the road to Georgia in what is going to be the most hostile environment they've played in. I mean, Florida was ridiculous, but looking at a night game, I think is even a step more intense.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's going to be a tough atmosphere, and it should hopefully a good football game that it comes right down to the wire. Let me ask you this, Bob, your thoughts. Texas with 3 games left to play, 2 of them against 2 very good football teams. And then I'm not discounting Arkansas. They've been playing people tough here since the coaching change. Texas, do they have to sweep all 3 to get into the playoffs, or can they win 2 out of 3?
I think they can win 2 out of 3 with help. Like, you can't go to Georgia this week and lose 35-0. Like, you've got to be competitive. And so if you go to Georgia and you lose this game 30-26 or something on a, you know, it's a game late, and then you go beat Arkansas, and then you host what presumably could be number 3, but possibly number 2 or number 1 by then, Texas A&M, and you beat them.
the committee's going to have to look. I mean, Texas would probably be the most interesting case they've ever had, because are you going to punish them for going onto the road and going to play the defending national champions in game 1 and putting somebody on your non-conference schedule that matters, and then only losing to them by 7, and then your 2 losses are, let's just say, Florida and Georgia in this case, and you've beaten 3 top 10 teams, again, depending on how you view it, whatever. At the time, they were in the top 10. But how do you view that stuff? And I think that would be one of the more interesting decisions the committee would ever have to make is, number one, if it's 9-3 Texas or 10-2 Oklahoma, I think 100% you take 9-3 Texas. They beat them at a neutral field. Same thing with Vanderbilt. I can see that if Vanderbilt ends up going 10-2, Texas beat them here. I know that would probably be even more of a discussion because it was a road game for Vanderbilt, whatever. But I just think it's going to be dependent on who those 10 teams are ahead of you, because I think 11 is going to be the ACC champ and 12 is going to be the G4 team. So you've basically got 10 spots. Is that number 10 spot, if it's Texas, is it a team that you feel like they're better than that team? And then Texas can go play at Texas Tech, and then the winner can play A&M, and we'll just have an absolute blast in the state doing it.
Absolutely.
Bob Ballou, KI Television in Austin. Your station investing in sending you guys down to Athens. You guys travel a lot because sports matter. I want to get your thought on the TV industry real quick, because our good friend Greg Simmons posted this morning that KSAT has decided to take sports out of their 6 to 6:30 newscast, and their 6:30 to 7 part, they're going to bury it at the end at 6:57, according to Greg's Facebook post, believing it is the reason for a ratings drop. You're in the TV news industry still. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, and I actually saw Greg's post this morning, and I want to reach out to him, because that man did more for me when I was in San Antonio. I mean, not more than you, Joe, obviously.
I was going to say, careful.
But he did. But that guy did more for me. I mean, he was so nice to me and so kind to me. And I just, at a rival station, you never know. You don't know how people are going to react and what they're going to do. And obviously in the TV world, we've had all kinds of drama over the years. And it was so nice of him to just be nice to me and kind of give me some tips and pointers or whatever. And I haven't had a chance to talk to him lately, but I did see his post. The one thing I'll tell you, and Joe, you know this as much as anybody because of, one of our bosses at the time, I know more than anything that in San Antonio, the Spurs are the biggest deal in the world. And I don't know that you can say that about a lot of cities. And I remember telling our boss this, Joe, at one point, kind of brought up the question of, like, why do we need to cover the Spurs? Not why do we cover them, but, like, why do we need to put all this into them? Whatever. Yeah, I could just go watch them on SportsCenter. And my response was, at what time would you watch them on SportsCenter? Well, it's on 10 to 11. Well, you don't have 10 to 11. I can tell you that at 10:20 every night, we're going to run highlights, and Joe's going to do a breakdown of what happened in that game, and he's going to pitch to me, and I'm going to be one-on-one with Manu Ginobili or one-on-one with Bruce Bowen or whoever it is, and I'm going to bring that to you. There's nobody else that does that in this country. Like, there's no other station that does that for the Spurs in this country. Whatever the NBA TV does, whatever ESPN does, whatever Fox does, none of that matters. We cover them on a nightly basis, and we give you not just highlights, but breakdowns and one-on-one interviews in the locker room that nobody else can bring. I assume that's still the case, but either way, it's sound that you're not going to hear anywhere else. You're not going to hear from the players on SportsCenter. You're going to hear from them in our sportscast. So the 6 o'clock, that news is extremely disappointing, and there's nobody that covers the Spurs. There's nobody that covers an NBA team in my mind the way San Antonio stations cover the Spurs, and the city rallies around that. And it's not just an important piece to San Antonio. It's one of the most vital pieces. Why do you think there was so much that went into this debate about the arena?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's because the city is passionate about the Spurs, and it just expands into every direction. And so, yeah, seeing that was extremely disappointing for a lot of reasons. But my response to it is, you're wrong because of what we do covering that team every night. And so hopefully that changes. Hopefully that's, somebody that they don't really get it right now. Maybe they'll understand it at some point. I don't know all the details of it, but I would go to bat 100 times over for what the local TV stations do in covering the Spurs for that city.
Oh, well said. And I remember the boss you're talking about, and yeah, he was difficult. I remember that. So it is what it is, and being in TV as long as you have, as I have, that was always the argument. Well, ESPN, they just watch it there, and nobody sticks around for sports, and that is just absolutely false.
Yeah,
it just is, and now it is, especially with KSAT. I mean, look, you know as well as I do, Bob, KSAT, they did everything. When Simmons was there, they did everything. They were everywhere, and he
got like 7 minutes a night.
It's disappointing.
Like, it was the wildest.
Disappointing that they're doing that.
Yeah,
but,
we'll get more into it coming up.
We're going to talk
about
it.
We got to pay for this. Bob, always appreciate it, man. Have fun in Athens, man.
Yeah, Bob's expensive, man.
Well, he really is. and if you can't get varsity in Athens, man, that one downtown there right by Georgia Tech is fantastic. You got to go get a chili dog at the varsity.
We will, I promise.
Just bring home a win, Bob, will you?
Yeah, you could do that too.
More importantly, we'll do that.
I don't know if that's more importantly. Bob Ballou from KI Television and the Stampede Podcast. You've never been to the varsity, obviously. On the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Interesting stuff with Bob, and I can't wait for that football game. And I've already got a contingency plan. I'm at a wedding Saturday at 5:30. That shouldn't last more than 30 minutes.
You say that now.
I'm hoping. And then I've got a contingency plan to have that football game on at 6:30.
We'll see.
With whatever cocktail I have in front of me. So it's going to be a lot of fun. When we come back, let's talk more about that coming up in the next segment. I want to talk a little bit more about TV, and I want to know what you guys think about it. Is KSAT right? Does nobody watch local sports anymore when it comes to KENS or KSAT or News 4 or even in Fox? I want to know what you guys think. Let us know when we return. We're talking ratings and sports in local television. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Guys, you know the feeling, just not yourself, not motivated, tired. It's not just getting older. It could be low testosterone. The good news, you don't have to live that way. Get into Synergenics and Low T Center for testosterone replacement therapy because that can help bring your energy back. First thing you need to do is simple. Go get tested. The test is free at Synergenics and Low T Center, the original MVPs of TRT, where they only use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone that is customized to the level that is right for you. Unlike some clinics that compound their testosterone, you always know exactly what you're getting. Another big win, they're one of the only providers that accept most major insurances. Other clinics and online services pile on all kinds of charges for labs and memberships and tests. Synergenics and Low T Center, they make it affordable and easy to get started, and more importantly, stay on treatment. They've got clinics all over town, and you can choose. Get your treatment in the clinic or even at home. And it's not just for men. They have been helping countless ladies restore hormonal balance as well. So right now, go in and get a free hormone consultation and a free T-test, plus your chance to win all kinds of cool stuff like autographed sports memorabilia or tickets to a major sporting event. Reignite your energy and get back to feeling like yourself because the best version of you is waiting. First thing you need to do is go get tested. Learn more and book that initial appointment online at trtmvp.com. trtmvp.com.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. $400 off with trade-in and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country. 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran-owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background-checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
When you switch to Progressive and bundle your home and auto, you could save hundreds, and that's a surprising amount of money.
Whoa, that's like farmer's market money.
That's like give me a gallon of that locally sourced raw honey money.
That's certified organic heirloom tomatoes in every imaginable color except red money.
That's let's get 2 pounds of pink oyster mushrooms money. I'm not even sure I like pink oyster mushrooms.
Guess it's time to find out, because you could save hundreds when you switch to Progressive and bundle. Then the world is your pink oyster mushroom. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone, too. For my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile. Thanks, Zoe.
The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs in action tonight, the first of 2 against the Golden State Warriors. Inside the Frost Bank Center, tip-off is set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on FanDuel Sports Network. Well, ESPN NFL insider Dan Graziano reports there is a strong likelihood the Cowboys franchise tag wide receiver George Pickens this offseason. Pickens is in the final year of his rookie deal. The franchise tag for wide receivers, about $29 million.
SportsCenter is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Hump day!
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. Hope you're having a good one out there, whatever you're doing and however you're doing it. We appreciate you listening to us, watching us, however you're doing that. We appreciate it here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagel. He is Jason Minix.
And, you know, the tail end of that conversation with Bob Ballou is sparked a lot of comments on our YouTube page. We'd like to hear from you as well. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. You can comment on YouTube or tweet at Joe Reinagel 210. Tweet at me at Jason Minix, because I know you quote tweeted some of this Greg Simmons stuff, and other TV people have chimed in, other consumers have. And it is a fair question to ask. I mean, we're all sports people. Give me more sports. But the way we consume local sports, has that changed for you? And I will say, one of the great things of local sports, just like this show, TV world has changed quite a bit, but you can't get what we do or what they do with local TV stations from SportsCenter. You just can't. You might get some highlights, but you're not going to hear about UTSA or in-depth like Texas or Texas A&M like what we do. I mean, even our Cowboys conversation, while it is a mandate apparently that every show talks about the Cowboys, it's different than the conversations that we're having.
Yep.
Not to mention local high schools. And let's face it, I think all the local TV stations do a hell of a job covering local high school sports, especially football, but not only football. And you don't get that anywhere else.
No, you don't. And look, and that's the whole point of it, isn't it? I mean, we all think about the Spurs. Obviously, the Cowboys are important to folks here, but it is those stories about the high school football teams, the volleyball player that's doing great. That I know my good friend Vinny Vincetta does those kinds of stories all the time, and it's not just that. Chuck Minkatinik and the folks at Fox do the same thing, and all of them do. Don Harris and Larry Ramirez and everybody, and you don't get that. That's the kind of local stuff that people like. And if you do away with sports, who's going to do it? Who's going to do that? Nobody. You're gonna get these stories sometimes that make no sense to me. That maybe 5 people are interested in.
Well, but I mean, and it begs the question: doesn't interest you, but is it more than 5? And I would like to think these consultants.
Like Texans talk,
Yeah, exactly. So Greg Simmons early this morning posts, forgive me as a brief soapbox, but he just learned that KSAT has decided to take sports out of their 6 to 6:30 newscast and bury it at 6:57 at the end of the newscast, believing it's the reason for a ratings drop. He couldn't disagree more, goes on and explains. You can find it on Greg Simmons' Facebook page. But he's right. But it's been an argument forever. I mean, mid-'90s when I was over at Ken's, that was an argument. And I know some of the things that Dan Cook used to say when they would say, we're going to cut your time. And the hell you were. Dan Cook could swing it that way, right?
Get a big swinger.
But I know you said you have faced those battles.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, KSAT does do that online thing. I've never seen it. But Fred Villarreal on our YouTube says he watches it every night. It makes no sense to me. Everything right now in the TV world that is appointment viewing is a game. All our habits have changed with on-demand programming and DVRs, right? We don't say, I've got to be home at 7 tonight to watch Chicago PD, which I think is tonight at 9. Only because I saw a promo for it. It's in my mind. It's the Chicago night. But am I going to watch those tonight, or am I going to wait and I'm going to watch them on demand when it's convenient for me? Because, I don't know, I'll be watching the Spurs Warriors, which starts at 7. That is appointment television. Sports are the only appointment TV out there. There's gazillions of dollars in sports, which is why you see all these people doing it. Yet it seems like local TV stations would rather give me 4 minutes of weather that I don't give a damn about and nobody needs. But they're not going to give me more of the local sports, which is what people are tuned into.
Look, every consultant I have ever consulted with or that a TV station has brought in, well, weather is the most important thing. And I'm not going to say it's not. I know people will tune in to get the weather. Some of the stuff that they do, and all due respect to my good friend Bill Taylor, I don't give a damn sometimes where the barometer's rising or falling. Or I mean, is it going to rain tomorrow or is it not? And some of these, I think, but TV stations and news directors think that the longer that goes, the more people are going to stick around.
You just bring up a good point. You have a great forecaster, a great weather presence and reputation. So when there is severe weather,
absolutely,
you're going to go to the person that you trust the most with weather.
Yep.
Whether it's Ken's, News 4, KSAT, whoever your guy is, right?
Yep.
Does the same thing not apply to sports?
Absolutely,
so
it does.
When the Spurs are doing good, or something is going on with the Cowboys or the Longhorns or the Aggies or high school football, is KSAT saying we're not the place to come for sports because it doesn't matter to us? That's the way I take what they're going to do over there.
Well, that's exactly what they're saying. So if something happens between 6 and 6:30, Well, you'll hear about it at 7 o'clock. By the time Larry is allowed on the station,
and by then Don Harris will have been on for 7 minutes telling you all about it, and you have switched over to him.
And Nate Ryan will be doing the same thing. And I mean, it's just it's just ludicrous to me that excuse has been used over and over and for years and years, and it's just a lame excuse.
It is. By the way, Don Harris just texted, "I never miss a sportscast that Don Harris is on. Channel 4 is great." I'm glad Don Harris never misses a sportscast that Don
I bet he rewatches those 3 or 4 times, too, before the 10 o'clock.
You got to study the film and get better. I mean,
look at that handsome devil.
Perfection. Hey, Abel, you're on the Blitz. What's going on, man?
Hey, man, it's sad to hear that because that's just another notch, another excuse to say, well, San Antonio's not, a sports town, not a big, they can't move the needle. And the unfortunate thing is we had a huge battle and to win for the development, for the entire betterment of the city. And for half of the people to think that what happened with the Spurs wasn't a big deal, it's a huge deal. I mean, that's going to move the needle, and it's going to do a lot of things for the city. And then to have a station decide, well, you know what, they're not that important. Sports isn't important. Well, I tell you what, Thursday and Friday night are like the 2 most important days in Texas during football season. And then, then you have the Spurs coming in, and it's like now with Wemby, we're seeing something that hasn't been done ever before. They have one of the best records, and this is with Tim, Tony, and Manu playing, one of the best records going on. And for a news station to say, well, it's not that important, you're killing literally tons of your viewership because it's not the sports that don't matter. It's the stuff that goes on before the sports. There's a lot of stuff that they put on news. It's like, dude, is that really newsworthy? Or are you just trying to make something to fill that time? I rather watch sports.
And there could be all of that is true. And I'm seeing a lot of comments on YouTube that I can get highlights and scores on my phone. That is true.
It is true.
But that also tells me it's been a while since you've watched local sports. They do a great job of telling the stories of the athletes that are behind what you're looking at. And that great storytelling is what separates the local TV stations. It's a lot more than just the scores. It's a lot more than just here's 12 seconds, 15 seconds of highlights and one quick sound bite and moving on to the next. It's the great storytelling that goes on, especially with like local high school athletes or UTSA athletes. And I think all the stations do a great job of that.
Well, it's not only that, Jason, it's the relationships that you build. When the Spurs were going through their heyday, me, Don Harris, Greg Simmons, I mean, you had relationships with those players. You could talk to them, and they would talk to you, and they would tell you things that you're not going to get anywhere else. And that's the point. You get to know them because you cover them on a daily basis, and those relationships matter.
They do. We got a couple more. Do you want to?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Go there. I mean, we're running late for the break, but unlike TV people, we're a little bit more flexible.
A little bit, yeah.
On when we go, a little 6-7 as Pledge just did that motion, which was weird. Hey, Pedro, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Love the show, and I'm one of those old school guys. Just want to let Joe know I'm from Freer, Texas, but I retired here in San Antonio.
Nice.
And I'm one of those guys. I'm still one of those guys that gets the paper delivered because I want to read my sports page and watch the 5:30 news, to watch the sports, and I'd be ashamed if they do away with that sports because it's like that guy was just saying just before. Pretty. What's this coming to? It's crazy. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable, Pedro. Thank you, and go Freer, man. I dated a girl from there once.
Mm-hmm. What's the mascot in Freer? Hey, Rob, you're on the Blitz. What's up, man?
Yeah, I just completely agree with all of this. No sports fan really will settle for what a national station is going to do to cover their local sports team. You don't get the backstories like you do with the local news coverage. You don't get the inside stories. It's a sports fan for their local team wants to get every little tidbit of information they can about their team, not just scores and highlights.
I 100% agree.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the phone call. And again,
I have a feeling they've got a new news director over there, and that's what my feeling is, and wants to make a name for him or herself. I don't know if that's true or not. I had about 5 different ones in my time at Kins TV. Some you could talk to, some you couldn't. Jack Acosta, who's still there right now, was one of the most reasonable news directors I ever had. If I had something I wanted to do, I'd go talk to him. He'd either say yes or no, and I could live with that. But at least I got to state my case. There were some that wouldn't even talk to you, and so it was frustrating as a sports person over there. And you kind of learned where you were in the pecking order. But it still made it frustrating. But you still felt like what you were doing was important and people wanted to watch. And so at KSAT, if I'm Larry, I might be feeling a little unappreciated about now.
Now tell me if I'm wrong here. Doesn't KSAT have the biggest sports department in town?
Well, they used to.
Well, I think
maybe they still do. I don't know.
I think they still do. Now, Sinclair has News 4 and KBB kind of together, so, Chuck and Don on their respective stations, but then you got Zach. Matt Roy just left. KSAT, I saw they just hired a new person, and you got Mary and you got Larry. I don't know. It just makes no sense. And then, of course, photographers behind the scenes as well. It's something that I don't agree with, but I've always disagreed with it because of the great storytelling that gets there. It's different than when you're going to get on SportsCenter. When we first started this sports talk station back in 2008, that was one of the things is you got to be local because ESPN isn't going to give you the great local coverage and talk about it in a way that we do. It's just different. That's why there are local sports markets. Same with news talk stations. You could watch, pick your news station, but you're not getting the local coverage that you get from local talk shows and whatnot. It's all about being local, and every news director will tell you that, and then they do stuff like this.
It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Hopefully they'll come to their senses over there at KSAT. They really should. I like Larry Ramirez. I like that dude a lot. So, hey, you'll never guess, Minix, who the betting favorite is to take over the New York Football Giants. And you'll never guess who their starting quarterback is this week. We'll talk about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1.
You want a beer bet on this one?
No.
I think I got a good idea.
San Antonio Sports. I can't hear you. What? I can't hear you. Hey, let me brag about my Connecticut Quality Water Softener. I love talking about it because, I just love the product. I'm going to tell you, I love the product. It is fantastic. And if you've listened to the show at Any at All, I've told you before, I was a skeptic. How could this be any better than anything else I've ever had? And you get it in your house just a couple of days, you see the difference, and you see it right away. Everything is better. Getting out of the shower, you just feel cleaner. The clothes out of the washing machine, the dishes out of the dishwasher, and all along, you're protecting all of those appliances as well from the very hard water that we have here in San Antonio. It is just one of the best products that I have in my home right now. I love it, and I will never get rid of it. Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. All their products are made right here in the good old U.S. of A., and I love it because you don't plug the thing in. You don't. So no drain on your electric bill, first. Secondly, they're going to provide soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Doesn't matter whether electricity goes out or not. And they're still got this deal going on. It is one heck of a deal. Let me tell you something. I have got a reverse osmosis drinking station at my kitchen sink, and I love that thing. It's like having bottled water right there at your kitchen sink. You don't have to buy bottled water ever again. You have it right there. And they're going to give you free money. 0% interest for 12 months. Incredible deal. Don't wait. Call Connecticut of San Antonio in the Hill Country. The numbers to call, 656-PURE, 656-7873, or you can get them online at ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle, sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Monday night at 7:15 p.m. After a bye week, the Cowboys are center stage on Monday Night Football for the second time this month. This time in Sin City, taking on the Las Vegas Raiders at Allegiant Stadium. Pre-game at 6. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinigle. You know, summer is behind us, so now is the time to get your roof inspected and be ready for whatever winter has in store for us. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're a local, family-owned company. You know, the folks at Stevens Roofing deal with the same weather we do. Your roof protects your home. It protects your family. For comfort, confidence, and peace of mind, get your roof buttoned up for winter. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or go to stevensroofing.net.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. If you're tired of pain slowing you down from a recent injury or something that's been nagging you for years, we can help. At Arasti, we've earned the trust of over 8,000 physicians by delivering fast, lasting pain relief without painkillers or surgery. Our hands-on approach targets the root cause of pain, and most patients see results in just one visit. No referral needed, and it's covered by most insurance plans. So don't wait. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti. We fix pain fast.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Stacy, are you wearing yoga pants to go shopping?
Oh, we're not going out shopping. We're staying in with JTV.
I love Jewelry Television. Their pearls, their lab-grown diamond jewelry.
Oh, hello. What about their Italian gold and moissanite fire?
Okay, but what about the guys on my holiday list?
Relax. JTV has gifts galore, even for men, like watches and sunglasses.
Watch JTV live and on streaming or shop JTV.com for up to 80% off select items.
Ready to shop?
Yes, but can I borrow a pair of sweats?
And Doug. Here we have the Limu Emu in its natural habitat, helping people customize their car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. Fascinating. It's accompanied by his natural ally, Doug.
Limu, is that guy with the binoculars watching us?
Cut the camera. They see us.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141074EM16004.
George gets justice. After an accident, a lot of people think they can't afford a lawyer. They're already stressed, hurting, or maybe out of work, and the last thing they need is a big retainer fee to get help. But here's the truth. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you only pay if they win. Real help is within reach. Right now, call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's a Rob-free Thursday on the Morning Huddle, but we did go to the Spurs game, so we'll talk about Spurs and Warriors, and we'll preview the one for Friday Plenty of Spurs, plenty of football. Don't be late. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Buy into us. We have established a championship program. It's just not the world championship yet.
What's that guy's name? I vaguely remember that voice.
Oh, come on.
Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, baby.
Has become the betting favorite to take over as the head coach of the New York Football Giants.
Can I claim I came up with that first? I mean, honestly.
I'm sure MGM and Circa, they were listening to you, and that's why they put him as a betting favorite.
Well, I know Circa listens. I will say this, though. Monday, when we were on the air, because I was off yesterday, why fire Brian Daboll now unless you want to talk to somebody that's available? And I said Mike McCarthy or Jason Garrett, unless you're looking at some of the available college coaches, but those two make sense. Garrett, with his long relationship with the Giants, having played there, been on the staff there, is in New York all the time for NBC. He knows that family well. And I believe Mike McCarthy has great relationships there. And you wonder, because the Giants' last couple of hires have been coordinators moving up, do you need to go with an established coach, head coach, a championship coach, or at least establishing the culture without the trophy, to try to turn some things around? I'm not surprised. And you don't have to wait to talk to him. Anybody else that you're looking at that's under contract right now with an NFL team, the Giants can't talk to him.
Well, look, Mike McCarthy, I think, would be good. I'm just wondering what would, and not that it matters, and they won't listen to this, but what would fire up the fan base? Is Mike McCarthy going to do that? Maybe. Jason Garrett, I don't think he would at all. I mean, I just don't, and that's no disrespect to him, and I think he's doing fine where he's at on NBC. But, if you threw a fiery guy in there, say a Lane Kiffin, if he came to town, can you imagine firing up that New York fan base? That would get them fired up. And I think I would love that story. If Elaine, and I don't know that he's going to do it, but go back, he's got Jackson Dart there, and they're reunited, and that would be an awesome story. I don't mind sometimes these coordinators coming up, but you get these retreads like a Mike McCarthy, who I think actually of all the guys that are retreads, he would be the one that I would say, okay, I'm okay with that.
Is that what New York needs, right? Because they can't hire who the fans want. This isn't the Mavericks finally listening to their fans and firing Nico, right? I mean, but somebody that can come in, establish a culture, has a great history of working with quarterbacks and getting the most out of them. Because you do have what appears to be a franchise-type quarterback. So do you find somebody that can develop him? And I say that, I do look at the Giants' job. It's got to be an offensive-minded guy that's going to be there, because if you go defense, hire a coordinator. Coordinator's good. He's going to be off to become a head coach. So I do see this being more of a offensive-minded guy that will get the job. Unlike the Jets, they went with a defensive-minded guy because they don't have a quarterback, still don't have a quarterback. They're not going to have a quarterback for a while because the Jets. But also, generally speaking, an established head coach, a guy that's had that job before, turns the battleship a little bit faster than a coordinator coming in trying to figure out what it's like to be a head coach, especially when you've got a dumpster fire like what the Giants are. Unlike, say, Schottenheimer replacing Mike McCarthy, he learned a lot from Mike, has made his own tweaks to it, but he's 3-6-1, right?
Look, the Giants aren't that far away.
No.
I mean, they're not. They've got their quarterback. They've got a good running back. They've got a premier wide receiver. They've got maybe one of the best defensive fronts in the National Football League.
Yeah.
And so they're not that far away. A piece here, a piece there, add to that offensive line, and you've got a competitive football team. So with a guy like Mike McCarthy, I think he could get that done. And as it was mentioned on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, if he had a real GM and an owner that would stay the hell out of the way, maybe Mike McCarthy could do something.
Now, as you say that, though, in fairness, and I don't know how Joe Shane still has a job, but
there's
everything that you just said about it being not that far away is because that's the players that GM has selected.
True.
How much input did Dayball have? Who knows?
A lot with Jackson Dart.
But, that great defense, although I don't know how Joe Shane still has that job. All I know is the Giants should be entertaining this week because they're not going with Russell Wilson. Interim coach says, Russ, you're cooked. You're done. We're going with Jameis Winston.
I want fans to know that I'm going to do my best. Obviously I'm going to have fun, but I'm going to execute, have a surgical execution, and just play ball, man. Like, this is something I've been doing since I've been 4 years old. Now I just get to do it in the greatest city in the world. I'm gonna be saying it with my son. It's the greatest city in the world. Yeah, that's a Hamilton reference if y'all don't know. Yeah, 10-year reunion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey, the guys must see TV.
Yeah, he's entertaining at least.
Absolutely.
We might suck, but let's have fun while we do it.
Why not? I mean, they got nothing to lose. You got Jackson Dart on the shelf. Russell Wilson is done.
Done.
And so, why not give Jameis Winston a shot at this thing? I think it's great. Again, must-see TV. I think it's fantastic. I really do.
Good move. I wouldn't put a lot of money on Mike McCarthy being the odds-on favorite, but it wouldn't surprise me, and I don't think it would be a bad hire. I really don't think it would be a bad hire for the New York Giants.
Just think about
the greatest city in the world.
All the coaching vacancies that are going to have to be filled this year. You already got one in Tennessee, the New York Giants. Who else has been fired already? You got to figure Miami's going to be open, I would imagine, unless they have some kind of resurgence here. I mean, it had to help them that they whacked Buffalo last week. But still, I think that job's open. There's going to be a lot of jobs open in the NFL. It's going to be interesting to see how they get filled.
Every year, plus all the college jobs. And you wonder how many of the college coaches make a leap to the NFL just because it's a better quality of life.
I just think Lane Kiffin is the guy to watch. And maybe he doesn't come. He stays at Ole Miss.
If there's a job open, Lane Kiffin's name is at the top of the list.
And that's good for Lane Kiffin's pocketbook. And I just want to say this. We mentioned Miami, and I thought this was good. Washington and Miami play in, I don't know, somewhere overseas this Sunday, one of those early games at 8:30. Mike McDaniel credits Dan Quinn for helping him quit drinking. And I thought that was cool. They were assistants together somewhere, and it was I guess McDaniel had a problem with alcohol, and Dan Quinn was instrumental in helping him get sober.
There's so much relationship-wise, especially these coaching trees and what you learn from people, the amount of time, and we see what's on the field. And kind of like what the Cowboys are going through right now, it's the other stuff that seems to matter so much more. And, when DQ was in Atlanta and had Mike McDaniel there working together, you can help somebody that way. And for Mike to actually talk about it and, what was his line? Forever indebted to? Change your life, save your life.
Well, I think it's fantastic. And they'll go head-to-head it's in Dublin. I want to say it's in Dublin.
I think it's Spain.
Is it Spain?
Yeah, they're en route to Spain.
Okay, they're in Spain this week. Okay.
Absolutely.
And that's a first, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, first time they've gone to Spain.
Wow. Well, that'll be interesting. I like it because you wake up at 8:30 and football's on.
My experience in Navy, while I was in the Navy, Spain's a great town, great country, lots of great towns there, lots of alcohol.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. That might not be the best place for Mike. He'll stay in the hotel.
Well, Dan Quinn's there to help him out.
Not this week. Dan Quinn wants to crush him.
Yeah, well, sure. We'll get him drunk on Sunday. I'm kidding. Oh, my goodness. Brian Schottenheimer talked for the first time since the tragedy of Marshawn Kneeland, and just talking about how the Cowboys are going to move on and how do they move on. Brian Schottenheimer, we'll hear from him coming up next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Want to talk to you, though. The weather's getting better. Already back up in the 80s. My goodness, don't we love living in San Antonio? I certainly do, because it gets cold for a little while and then, well, it gets warm again. And you know what that means? The golf clubs, they don't get cobwebs on them. You got to get them out. You got to go play golf. Get it done while you still have the opportunity. You know how many other states in this country would love to be playing golf in November that just can't because it's snowing or it's cold or whatever the case? We have that privilege, and we also have one of the best golf courses around, the Golf Club of Texas. Not a private club, but certainly has a country club feel, and all the money they've put into that golf course, and they've done it just for you. Resided all over the place, the greens, the fairways, new golf cart paths all over the place, brand new, zero-scape areas, and they got these swanky tee box markers now too, which are just fantastic. It amazes me how gorgeous that piece of property is, and it's a fun golf course to play. And you got to get out there and have lunch or dinner or both at the Tin Cup Bar and Grill. It is a fantastic place. They've got any kind of cocktail you want. They'll make it up for you. And a huge selection of beer. It's just a great day and a great time to go out to the Golf Club of Texas. If you don't want to go play golf, go out there and watch football this weekend. They've got a bunch of TVs, and again, the food and drink are fantastic. The Golf Club of Texas, you know exactly where it is. It's right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. Whether that's for dinner at the Tin Cup or around with your buddies, your next tournament, go check them out. Best rates always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to USASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
The NBA is off to a great start, so are the Silver and Black. Jason Minix here from the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star, and watching them makes it a lot more exciting when you're playing on Underdog. Fast breaks, buzzer beaters, block parties, the best place to get in on all the action, make your picks, and win money right now in Texas is on Underdog. I love playing the pick'em game. It's easy. You go higher or lower on player stats, points, rebounds, steals, and more. With Wemby, blocks need to always be in your business. What about Steph Castle? What about Dylan Harper? Get your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
What the?
You know who this is, Minix?
No.
Oh, I'm surprised.
I'm not very comfortable with the way Pledge is bouncing in his chair over there.
I'm
I'm
not
glad
sure
you
either.
guys can't see that.
I'm glad I can't see it.
That's a little...
all I can see is his head.
Well, you take
moving
your
up
right
and
hand
down.
and put it above your head, because where it is right now is a little odd with the bouncing that you're doing.
That right arm's moving around too. I'm like,
well, he's got it down by his knee.
Oh,
and
well,
and
it's a little too far down.
Well,
then, isn't
I
it?
mean you know, because he's about from here up, and his arm's down here, and he's bouncing in his chair.
Who the hell was that, Pledge?
Put your hands in the air and wave like you don't care, because that just looks awkward, man. You can't do that at work.
And don't ever play that again.
What was that?
I have no idea.
Childish Gambino.
Childish Gambino.
All right.
He's not on my playlist.
You might
Is he on yours?
You might better know him as the actor and comedian Donald Glover from Community, Atlanta.
I know Danny Glover. Is he related to Danny? Remember Danny Glover from the Lethal Weapon
You're
franchise?
too old for this stuff.
Maybe so. Is that his son or what? Are they related? Okay, I'm just asking. It could be. I mean, that's an unusual last name, Glover. You don't hear that all the time, so just checking. Still somber, sad, all of those things at the Star there in Frisco. And really haven't heard from the players. We will hear from them tomorrow, because it'll be the first time that they'll meet the media since the tragic death of Marshawn Kneeland. But Brian Schottenheimer had his press conference today. First time we've heard from Shotty. We've heard from Steven, we've heard from Jerry, but not Shotty until today.
And again, because of the bye, players off today. Nobody, I don't want to say in the building, but it was a player day off.
No access to the media.
The Schottenheimer press conference, I guess what you'd expect. It just sounded sad.
I'd like to just take a few moments and offer my condolences to Marshawn's family, Catalina, his girlfriend, and we had an opportunity last night to celebrate Marshawn's life, tell some stories, share, laugh, cry. Marshawn loved the words "one love," so we talked a lot about love as we grieve, and I just got a chance to really share a couple of things that I'll miss the most about Marshawn. Those top couple things was he had the most playful spirit of any young man I've been around. His smile could take you to your knees. And in terms of him as an athlete, no one had a better motor than him. So my heart is heavy. Our team's heart is heavy. We don't move on, but we do move forward.
Very well said there. We don't move on, but we do move forward because, well, they don't have a choice, all right? The football season, as small as that seems in the wake of a tragedy like that, it moves on, and, well, the Cowboys got to show up. It's their job.
They do, and again, the press conference was mainly about moving forward. But we did learn some things today in ways that you can help.
We're going to honor Marshawn, his family, a number of different ways. The organization have been amazing. We've started the Marshawn Kneeland Memorial Fund, where we can all give and support Catalina, and she's pregnant, and so we want to make sure she's taken care of and the baby's taken care of for the rest of their lives. Our guys it's very important to them and to us. With the other decisions, he's still part of the team, and there'll be decisions that are made, but that won't be made just by me. That'll be made by me and the leadership of this group, and we'll make the right decision. But we've got time to make those decisions.
Well, interesting. I didn't know she was pregnant.
I don't think anybody did until he said that.
And that makes the story that much more sad that he chose to take his own life. But props to the Cowboys, management, players, coaches, all of it, starting this fund that they can take care of that baby moving forward.
And again, I especially when you hear there's going to be a child that gets born and will never, ever meet the father. And the organization, the players making sure that baby's taken care of, and Catalina, the girlfriend. But at the same time, because I don't know what happens to his contract. I don't know if the Cowboys are obligated to pay it out or if they would in general, just being good people. Because there is the business side that has to get dealt with. Think about it, and where you work, and I'm guessing every company is doing this right now. But you go through your open enrollment.
Yep.
Do I need this?
Mm-hmm.
Do I need this? Yeah, there's all those, because there is the business side.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I have no idea how open enrollment works with an NFL player, right? But it is job.
No clue. Yeah.
I mean, it's you get your, but I mean, dental and vision. Just kind of all of it. And, and Shadi just continued with, how you honor Marshawn, but, you still got to go play. It certainly is tough to navigate.
One day at a time, because I think it's going to hit everybody different. I literally wasn't sure I could get through my part of last night speaking at his candlelight vigil, and I did. You just take it one day at a time, and you don't have to have all the answers. We don't have all the answers. We probably won't have all the answers, but you lean into one another. You love on one another. I go back to the culture, and the guys in that locker room will be okay because of the strength that they draw from one another. And we've got some guys that have been through this. I've never been through something like this close, that hits this close to home. There's guys that I can draw from with their experiences, and everybody deals with it different. Some guys getting out on the grass is going to be the best thing in the world for them. Some guys getting out on the grass is going to be painful, and that's okay. And we're going to give each other grace and time. But I do promise you this, these guys will be ready to play against the Raiders, and we will honor Marshawn with how we play, not just against the Raiders, but for the rest of the season.
And that's the interesting part of it. I think getting on the grass, as Shadi said, will be helpful to that football team. And I mean that because at least for that 3-hour period or however long that game lasts, they're going to forget about that. And they're just going to focus on playing football. Now they'll go back to it as soon as the game is over. But I think it's going to be good for them. And I think, I don't know if – I can't speak for those guys because I haven't talked to any of them. But it seems like for me, I would want to go out and play and try to play in a way that honors his memory.
Monday night, watching Micah Parsons pregame when they did the tribute to Marshawn, I think might be an example of what we could see from his teammates, because Micah Parsons did know him well, and he was on a knee, and you could tell he looked a little bothered, and then he went out there and he played, with that kind of energy. And that's something that Shottie's got to balance because, as a coach, you got to get your guys fired up. You got to have an excitement level when you get out to practice. We know the energy that Shottie brings to practice.
No, because one thing's different than the other. We are excited for the guys we have coming back. And, again, what do they want to do? They want to honor Marshawn with the way they play. And so someone mentioned compartmentalize. Like, you do break it into different pieces, and it's just it gets blurry sometimes, But there's definitely excitement. These guys, think about some of these guys, what they've had to come through to get back to where they are. So I would never, ever take away from the excitement I have for Demo, coming back and things like that.
No, it's going to be Demo. DeMarvion Overshown, in case you don't know who Demo is.
I think everybody knows who Demo is.
You think so?
Yes.
I'm not sure they do.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I know you and Pledge because y'all know everything.
Well,
but, yeah, there's people out there that
Demo in Austin
may not know who he is. So I'm just clarifying that. He has been cleared to play, by the way, which is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you look at this and there is the weird balance that everybody in the media has to play, right? Both Rudy and Alexander on our YouTube chat. Why do you want their reaction? Give them their privacy. And to a sense, I 100% agree. But you also understand that Monday night they're going to be taking on a Raiders team. And a Raiders team cares, but they're going to try to beat the Cowboys. The Cowboys have to go try and beat the Raiders. Sports is very different. No matter where you work, somebody deals with a tragedy, it sucks. We had a death in our radio family not that long ago. It sucks, but you still had to come in and do a show. And, then people would ask you how you're doing. And you know what? It sucks, but everybody kind of grieves in a different way. But when you have a job in the public eye like an athlete does, and you're going to hear from two guys, I think, tomorrow, because unfortunately they have gone through this. Dak Prescott's brother committed suicide. Solomon Thomas's sister committed suicide. And they're going to be probably the ones that get requested the most by the media and the other players on that team. Schottenheimer talked about it today. A lot of guys are leaning on those two because, unfortunately, they have been through it.
Those are two of the best leaders in the league, in my opinion. We're fortunate to have them. Unfortunately, they're able to talk about something that, has been very, devastating for them in their past. And but it's not just them. I think, we were able to have some, breakout sessions on Monday where we were able to share, and there's a lot of emotions. And I'm not going to get into the details of those things, but it was hard to hear the pain that some of these guys are dealing with, but it was also very uplifting to hear the strength from other guys, and that's the beauty of a team, right? Like when one side of the ball is playing good, the other side of the ball has to pick them up. When one guy's hurting, someone else has to pick them up. If the head coach is hurting, someone's got to pick me up, and I won't. Now I'm hurting, and these guys have picked me up. And I've picked them up, and that's what we're going to continue to do because we love one another, and it's what a family does.
And you can still hear the raw emotion in Shottie's voice there as he almost lost it. I just say one thing. Look, these players don't have to – if they don't want to talk about Kneeland, they don't have to. But they are available to the media, and they're going to be asked the question, and they know they're going to be asked the question. And so is it that important to get their reaction? Probably not. But they're going to be asked about it. And for some of them, they may want to talk about it. They may want to praise this guy and say what a great guy he was and let everybody know and talk about mental health. And so, look, that's the life that they've chosen. And they're going to have to meet the media. That's what they do. That's part of their job. And so they're going to be asked about it. And so if they don't want to talk about it, they don't have to talk about it. And I think reporters and the media will be respectful of that.
And they will. And because local sports are important, you build a relationship with those guys. So if they don't want, I'm guessing most, if not all, those reporters would respect it. But also, keep in mind, when those guys talk, like Schottenheimer did today, we're talking about Marshawn Kneeland again, and that keeps him in the news. We learned something today. I had not heard that he was about to be a dad, that his girlfriend was pregnant. I'd not heard about this fund. And so when the players do talk tomorrow, the stories that are going to come out are going to probably mention that, also mention the fund, which could help raise more money for that child who's going to be without a dad. It's not, all right, well, we passed, and then you're on to the next, and it's just football. It is a balance, though, because, if they just ask football questions, boy, you guys would be hammering the media for being so insensitive.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is a fine line. I get it. It's one of the parts of the job that sucks when you got to ask about questions you as a reporter are uncomfortable asking, including tomorrow when Stephen Jones is on the Blitz. Do we want to ask? Probably not. Will we? It's part of the job.
Well, of course we will, and we'll ask about a variety of things. Look, people want to talk sometimes. They want to talk about it. And not only all the things Minix just said about the fund and all that, it's the mental health issue that is still out there and still very important, and it's bringing a spotlight. And a tragedy like this can do some good for other people. And just shutting up about it and not talking about it doesn't do somebody else who's in the same spot right now thinking about taking their own life. Maybe it changes their mind hearing about it and knowing that there's help out there and there's people that care. So that's about it. That's all I got to say about that.
Absolutely. Well, Pledge just put up, ask for help. Dak Prescott does that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you've all seen those sweatshirts that I think are fantastic. And that wasn't anything to do with Marshawn Kneeland. They've been around a while, but I first saw one at the Rue Pub. And, on the back, and it says, whoever's behind me reading this, just know that the world is better off with you in it, and some sort of messaging that is like that. I thought it was powerful. Because you can ask for help, and the world is better with you in it.
Absolutely. No question about it. Hopefully it never gets that hard for you, and if it does, there's somebody there that can get you the help that you need. That's the important stuff. All right, we do have to move on, talk a little football, the college variety. Texas A&M, my goodness, and I think it's all due to this apple that's right here. Yeah. If you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, the magic apple that is sitting atop the A&M helmet has the Aggies at number 3 in the college football poll. We're talking Aggies football when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm buying that one. A magic apple. I know you can get a magical steak tonight at the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road because it's Wednesday. That means it is steak night at the Rue Pub, the best place to go watch any big game, any big event with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. You've got the Spurs and Warriors playing tonight. Steak night, which is a great 12-ounce ribeye, your potato, your salad for $19.95. You can't beat that deal, and that steak is fantastic, magical, some might say, or at least I am today. All their food there is fantastic. Now, tonight's about the steak, but their wings, the fried shrimp, the different burgers they have, hot dogs, the appetizers. Pledge even raves about their salads. And that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late-night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get into the Rue Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Happy hour weekdays from 11 to 6. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night. And it's steak night tonight at the Rue Pub, 6 p.m. until sellout, rather. So get in and make sure they sell out of those great steaks. The Rue Pub, just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Rue.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
To the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
Hey, get ready to kick off the holidays tailgate style alongside your four-legged MVP. Join us at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma on Wednesday, November the 19th from 9 to 6 p.m. for the annual holiday kickoff tailgate. They'll have great food, local vendors, music, giveaways, and fun for the entire family, including the furry ones. It's your chance to celebrate the season with the best fans in Texas, pet lovers and sports lovers alike. It's all going down at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit in Selma on Wednesday, November the 19th from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
The Gomez Law Firm is the firm that San Antonio turns to for personal injury law. We have Jose from the Gomez Law Firm here with us. With over 1,200 five-star Google reviews, the Gomez Law Firm is proud of the winning record and results that are attached to these reviews.
We encourage people to go online and look at our review because we want to make sure that you feel comfortable choosing the right attorney. And we assure you, you go to Google and look up our reviews, you're going to be satisfied.
It's important to hire an attorney you can trust, and the reviews speak for themselves. The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted provider of personal injury law since 1973.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
The Gomez Law Firm continues to fight for our San Antonio community, and the results matter. If you've been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then contact them today at joegomezlaw.com. That's joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran owned and operated. They've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
San Antonio Spurs are 8-2 to start the season. They return to action tonight. They welcome in the Golden State Warriors in the Frost Bank Center. Tip-off set for 7 o'clock. It will be televised on FanDuel Sports Network. The New York Giants, with Jackson Dart out with a concussion, will turn to third-string quarterback Jameis Winston, not Russell Wilson, when they face the Packers this Sunday.
This SportsCenter update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah. Happy hump day, everybody. And I know it's a happy one if you're getting off at 5 o'clock because, well, your hump day's over. You're sliding
Mike,
into the
what
weekend.
day is it, Mike?
Right into the weekend, Minix.
A little closer for you,
A little bit.
Although, I mean, 'cause you've got wedding duties Friday.
Yes.
And then the everybody loves a football season wedding Saturday.
The way it's sandwiched in between two pretty good games, I think I'm going to be okay. You got Alabama and Oklahoma at 2:30 window.
Yep.
The wedding's not till 5:30.
Okay.
So I'm good
and you
there.
think you're going to be on a couch all day waiting until the wedding at 5:30?
Well, I mean,
yeah. The answer's no.
Well, here's the problem
Oh,
that
yeah.
I just thought about. Freaking YouTube TV and ESPN. See, normally I have my phone that I can watch on because on YouTube.
Well, the Watch ESPN app will take care of you.
Yeah, if I want to bundle with the Disney and the this and the that.
Yeah.
Is there a free trial?
Probably if you haven't already used one.
Well, if there's a free trial, I'll do it.
Well, you better plan that now.
Well, I may have to do a Hulu or a whatever, something like that. I know there's a free trial there. You just sign for the free trial and then cancel it.
That's
all you got to do.
Make up a new email.
Yeah, I can do that.
Trying to think. You're crazy if you think you're going to have time to watch TV and watch any of these games.
Well, I don't know why.
Because you're going to be getting ready. You're going to be helping. You're going to be
do what?
Whatever she says she needs you to do, my friend.
Here's the good news on that. Here's the good news.
You say that now.
No. Because Maggie will go to the wedding venue early with Courtney. And they'll be there. I'll be at the hotel.
Do you think that's how it's going to work?
That's exactly how it's going to work. They don't want me at the thing. What am I going to do?
Move stuff. Help.
Dude, let me tell you something. If I got to help and move stuff, I want some money back. All right? How about that? Jeez.
At some point, you're going to get a phone call that you need something, and off to CVS you go, or Walmart, or Target.
No, that ain't happening, buddy.
Yeah, you say that now.
That ain't happening.
Can you check this? What about that? I mean, the honey-do list that you don't know exists.
Again, if the wedding venue needs something, then I want some money back.
No, it doesn't work that way.
It does work that way.
I from experience.
Yeah, what experience?
No, my niece that got married. When did she get married? 2 years ago, right? I thought the same thing. Me and the nephews and a couple other. Let's do this. We don't have anything to do till 6 o'clock. Man, they had us running all over town.
Well, that's you, dude. That's not me. I'm just saying. Yeah, our good friend Andy hooked us up with some nice transportation over to the venue, and it's all working out well. But Maggie's going over there early, so I'm off the hook
again.
I'll be in the lobby bar at 2:30 watching Oklahoma and Alabama.
The lobby bar,
yes,
of your hotel or the venue?
The hotel.
Okay.
Wedding's not till 5:30, which is why I say.
What time do you have to be there?
I got to leave at, I think the one of the buses leaves, the last one's like at 4 o'clock.
Okay. So you're going to be on the 4 o'clock bus.
About a 30-minute ride. That's what I'm saying, so I got to hook myself up.
So you're
here.
on the 4 o'clock bus.
Yeah.
And so that gets you there at 4:30. The wedding is an hour, and your wife is going to be there all day, and she won't forget anything at the hotel room.
Well, I mean, if she does, I'll bring it with me.
Well, it might not be enough. You might end up on the earliest bus.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
You don't.
Well, which is why.
How many weddings have your kids gone through?
Which is why.
How many have you gone through? I mean, to think that you're going to have all day and all you're going to be at the quote-unquote wedding for an hour.
They don't want me doing anything.
You've got to be there just to be in the way, just in case.
I was just at one. Don't they do pre-wedding pictures with the family?
Well, this will be. No, I don't know if they do that or not.
At the venue?
I know there's you get there early and there's which is nice, and kind of my touch. I will say that there's a cocktail hour before the wedding.
So you're still on the 4 o'clock bus, or now you're on the 3 o'clock bus?
Well, it won't matter, dude. I just told you I left the lobby bar to get on the bus. I'll probably have a roadie with me to take over
Probably.
there.
I'm just saying, although Pledge brings up a good point, I think photos are at noon.
They're not at noon, dude.
I think they're at 2:30.
I'm glad that you guys know so much about this wedding. I'm
I was
sure.
just out there.
I pay attention to the group text.
Yeah, whatever.
Uh-huh. I just have a feeling that what you think your day is going to be is completely different than what your day will actually be.
Okay, so say that's the truth. All right, now I got to do all this run, and I missed the Alabama-Oklahoma game. Who gives a damn?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But Texas and Georgia kick at 6:30.
And you won't have anything to do after.
I'll have nothing to do.
I
What am I
mean,
going to do?
I don't know.
Eat? Drink?
You know, Maggie's going to be dancing with the groom. You're not going to be there to take photos of that, right?
No, because there's a professional photographer doing that.
Yeah, oh, come on.
What about the daddy-daughter dance?
Well, her daddy's going to take care of that. That's what will happen.
You don't get one?
I don't know. I haven't
probably
been told.
do.
I have not been told.
You better.
And if I do, I will be honored to take that dance.
Absolutely, man.
Yes.
Get like a short song like Wild Thing from Sam Kinison. I mean,
Wild Thing. Yeah, that's good.
Do something fun.
I'll be honored to do that if that happens, and I probably will dance with the bride.
Can you tell her the DJ scheduled this for halftime? Pay very close attention.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, do
So
the
I'm just
bonus
saying-
dad dance at halftime.
Yeah, just saying.
Exactly.
See that I'm the bonus dad, so I don't have all the responsibilities of the real dad.
No, you got more because you're the better one, right? So
Well,
I
of
mean,
course
yeah,
I am,
mean,
of
that means you
course.
got to do more.
That's why they call me the bonus. I'm the bonus. I said bonus.
That's not what we heard.
I heard bonus. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Football season weddings.
I know it happens, but that's all right. You know, have you seen that thing online? There was one, and I haven't seen it in a while, so I don't know if you've seen it, but a football season wedding, and the bride actually had a projector screen that showed the football game on her dress. That's genius. Although there might be certain positions you might not see something. It might be hidden in a
stop. Stop. Your mind sometimes.
I'm just
right,
saying.
Eggle?
It might be.
Come on.
That's for after the wedding, Pledge. I have no idea what they got planned. I have no idea.
That shouldn't be needed on the wedding night.
Well, it shouldn't be. But keep in mind, Courtney and Garrett have been. They're married already. They've been together for like 8 years. It just took a while. I wish it would have taken about 6 months longer.
Yeah.
Or 6 months earlier. No, it's all good. It's going to be a good time.
Uh-huh. But you're not watching near as much football as you think you
Well,
are.
I may not.
You're
but
not.
I'll get glimpses.
See, you
of it.
should plan for the opposite. I'm going to miss this whole day, so what you do get is the bonus viewing.
The bonus. We're going bonus again?
I mean, I can see it. All right, bonus that dance. Are you kidding, man? Texas got it. 2nd and goal at the 8. Let me finish this drive.
Well, that's what Fred Villarreal says. Hold that daughter dance. UT's on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
I'll be right there.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, they can't punch it in from there.
I'm afraid you're right, Pledge. And who knows? I mean, the game could be ugly as hell, and I won't have any interest in watching it. That's always a possibility, Minix. I know you don't want to hear that. You got your little Longhorn shirt on today.
Little reality.
Yeah.
I know.
Could happen.
I know.
Could very well happen.
I know. You're going to have to call into the show all drunk on Friday for prime picks. Or we'll just let Pledger pick for you.
Yeah, no. That ain't happening.
It's probably going to work because I'll try and pick opposite of what I think, and you'll end up winning.
I'll have my picks in before I leave.
You sure?
You know, dude, you remember I called you from Mexico one time on a hump day?
Yeah. Well, that's just because you wanted to scream hump day on the beach.
People were looking at me like I had 3 heads. I was like, what? That dude's drunk.
Yeah, well, you were.
I was. Sure I was.
Let's stop.
Unplug it, baby.
Unplug it, baby.
Stop. It's so bad.
Oh,
on,
man.
Ryan
It's got to be my favorite drop right there.
Well, why?
And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think.
Oh, my goodness.
Uh-huh.
It is. It's after 5. Come on. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. It's just great.
Yeah, like time matters when it comes to those.
I wonder. Yada blah blah blah. Mike Elko has a mind in the gutter like you in Pledge. I wonder. What? Yeah, he's a nice guy. Let's hear from a nice guy.
Nice guys, but
let's hear from a nice
the key
guy.
word.
Exactly.
We're all guys.
College football poll is out, the second one, and the Aggies, well, they remain right there. I really wouldn't have been surprised had they jumped Indiana. Honestly, I thought that was a possibility, but obviously it's not. So we'll talk about that. We'll hear from Mike Elko.
It was a possibility.
It was a possibility.
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen. I thought it would happen. I was hoping it would happen for all these Aggies with battered Aggie syndrome. We're going to hear from Mike Elko when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're having any issues at your house or your office with your plumbing, your AC, or your heater this time of year, you know there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899, 651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios. Big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau. And at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Now, emergency situation, definitely you want to call Quartermoon. Same for maintenance. If you haven't had your heater tuned up yet, get that done. Call 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online at quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hornitos Tequila and America's team have one major thing in common. Everyone can enjoy them. They weren't made just to have a few fans, but to gather people who love high-quality, real Texas football and premium fresh-pressed agave tequila. It's for all our fans. Whether you live in Texas or not, or sip your Hornitos in a Paloma or straight, it's 100% agave tequila for 100% of Dallas Cowboys fans. Hornitos, the tequila de todos. Drink smart. Hornitos Tequila, 40% alcohol by volume. 2025 Salsa Tequila Import Company, Chicago, Illinois.
This one's for the flavor fanatics. Sour Apple 5-Hour Energy Shots don't mess around. They bring the bite. Tart, tangy, and packed with tasty caffeine, this little 2-ounce bottle punches above its weight. With 0 sugar and as much caffeine as a 12-ounce premium cup of coffee, it's the kind of pick-me-up that keeps your taste buds happy without the crash. And it doesn't stop at Sour Apple. There are 17 bold flavors waiting for you to discover. Pick one up in store or stock up online at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today.
The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in more places that could expose you more to identity theft. But LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second. If your identity is stolen, our US-based restoration specialists will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or financial losses alone. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700 plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with the Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Hi,
My name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Thanksgiving season is the best. That's right, Mr. Turkey. Everyone loves this time of year, just like Connecticut water softener customers love their Connecticut. Definitely, a Connecticut water softener is the best in the business. Yes, it does keep your feathers soft. Yes, your waddle smooth. And your wings, nah, those things are pretty useless. A Connecticut is a much different water softener compared to the other brands. There's no computer, nothing to plug in, and it runs on kinetic energy. You said it.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink. 0% interest for 12 months and $400 when you trade in your old water softener.
Mr. Turkey, you're pretty calm considering, you know. Well, on Thanksgiving, we eat turkey.
The last water softener you'll ever own. ConnecticutSA.com.
License number 38961.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Brian Schottenheimer, good morning, Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys? I got to say, it was a weird transition for me to come on to the show and hear a bunch of moaning, and then I heard moaning and manning and all these things. It was really kind of weird. Edwin didn't prepare me for that.
Moaning? Coach, tell him. Can you tell the audience you've got no interest in drafting Arch Manning in the upcoming draft?
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
You know, that's just good music right there. You know it? I like that. Good stuff. Los Lonely Boys. We just happen to have a pair of tickets to go see Los Lonely Boys. February 13th at the Aztec Theater. And, of course, if you don't win the tickets, you can always get them at livenation.com. But we got a pair we're going to give away right now to caller number.
You know, I was sitting in my car in traffic yesterday when you did this, and somebody suggested 44 since you guys were talking about Highway 44 down in Allen.
Highway 44, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot,
and then you said a lot of things bad about me by making Pledge work.
So you softened up is what you're saying.
No, I was going to go 44.
Or 88. You double it?
I won't do that. You said February 13th?
February 13th.
That's right. It's a good Valentine's Day present.
There you go.
Caller 14. Those tickets are yours. 210-656-ESPN. 656-3776. It wasn't what you said. It's what Pledge said.
Oh, Pledge was.
Yeah.
I don't remember what Pledge said.
Yeah. Check the tape, Pledge.
Well, you should check the tape because I was talking about how poorly Micah Parsons played the other night.
Oh, I heard that.
Oh, you did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And, of course, you'd have come out, well, he made everybody else better. You didn't see that?
Didn't say that at all. Wouldn't have said that.
You would have
Well, you know what? He did play well the other night.
He did not.
Hey, what do you mean? He had like 6 pressures in the game.
You know, oh wow. Whoop-de-frickin' do.
Well, you know, pressures.
Do you know I saw a chart today, and I'm going to find it.
Here we go.
He is like 10th defensively on his own team.
Yeah.
On his own team.
Yeah. He's making everybody else better.
Dude, I tell you, best decision Jerry Jones has ever made.
I don't know about that.
Get rid of that dude.
I don't know about that.
His ego and his salary.
All of that. Again, I'm fine with the trade. I'm mad still at the timing of the trade.
Well,
but
that ship has sailed, Minix.
But, you know, defensive players, you look at one stat and determine if you were good or not.
Well, Dude, and you know what? When he plays, when I watch a Green Bay game, I watch for him. I just want to see. And I will tell you this. Now, I didn't see every rush. He was not double-teamed once. Not once.
Without verifying? Okay, let's say that's the case. That was a defensive slugfest.
It was.
Saquon had, 60 yards?
I don't know.
He didn't run all over him.
He didn't.
He had 60 yards.
Yeah, that one big run.
That's it. In the rest of the game, he was bottled up. Jalen Hurts threw for 100 yards. I would say that the defense was pretty good in that game.
Well, of course. And if you ask Micah Parsons, he'll tell you the same thing, that their offense sucks and their quarterback sucks. And they got to play better, which is true.
Exactly. But, if anybody else said that, you would agree with them. But because it's Micah Parsons,
no,
he's being selfish.
See, now I'll blow you away. Dak Prescott would never say that. And he hasn't said that, even as poorly as their defense has played.
True, but Dak Prescott is known as a great leader.
Well, exactly.
Micah Parsons is just a great player.
And
flip me off.
An overpriced egomaniac is what Micah Parsons is. That's it. Terrible. I'm glad he's in Green Bay. Well done, Jerry.
And won't be allowed to go to Philly anytime soon.
Well done, Jerry. GM of the year.
All right. Hold on. Are you drunk?
GM of the year, Jerry Jones.
Wow.
Well, I tell you who could be SEC Coach of the Year.
No, there's no doubt.
Mike Elko.
No doubt.
From the Texas A&M Aggies. I tell you, still number 3 in the second college football poll that was released last night. Ohio State, Indiana are ahead of them. You got Alabama 4 and Georgia 5. Texas gets into the top 10 in this particular poll at number 10. And Texas Tech is at number 6.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech is probably where they need to be. I'm still not sure Texas is in the right spot, but, after this weekend, next week, when somebody falls out, they'll talk about it being the Longhorns. But it is interesting when you look at the overall college football playoff. Mike Elko on the morning huddle this morning with Rob and AJ talking about the ranking process.
I don't think you let it creep into your mind. Obviously, I think there's a massive challenge that we have in college football trying to figure out when you compare apples to oranges to bananas, how you do that. And I think that what we're looking for as coaches is some type of consistency in how that's happening. And everything we heard this offseason was about scheduling metrics and strength of schedule and strength of record metrics. And, and so we go out and we play at Notre Dame. And we just need to know what the parameters are. And it's going to be even more important when we move forward and we start playing 9 SEC games, how they're going to get viewed and how people are going to start looking at things. You look at Mississippi State, who beat one of the better teams in the Big 12 this year. How does that get valued? We got to figure that stuff out.
I agree with him totally there. And look, strength of schedule should still matter. I mean, it really should matter. And I think that's why Texas is where they're at, Jason, because they went on the road to play Ohio State. I don't think they're being penalized for that loss. Now, that Florida loss was a disaster and should have never happened. You should be looking at a one-loss Texas team right now as they head into Georgia. But it is what it is. But I don't think the committee is punishing Texas for that Ohio State loss.
Well, or maybe not to the level, and they're not punishing them for winning ugly, because kind of like what we were talking about earlier with Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin and the Stampede podcast. Bob used the term Texas is surviving these games and talked about how Texas has survived a lot of games since Sark has been there. And survive and advance is all you want to do, right? I mean, I know that's a NCAA tournament term, but sure, that's kind of what the Longhorns have been doing, survive and advance. You can win ugly, but at the end of the day, did you win the game? And that's
especially on the road.
Yeah, well, and again, it is the SEC. And Mike Elko this morning, trying to convince Rob and AJ and the Aggie fans listening that may or may not be suffering from battered Aggie syndrome, don't look at South Carolina's record and think this is just going to be an easy win.
Yeah, and again, this is what we know in the SEC. In the SEC, everybody has NFL players, and that's what makes this league so challenging. And so, if you look in depth to what they've done, they've played 4 straight games against teams who were ranked in the top 14 or higher when they played them. No one else in any other conference does that. And so, it's easy to say, oh, they're 3-6, so they must not be a good football team. But I bet if you gave them some of the schedules of some of the teams ranked in the top 15 or 20 this year, you'd see them in a much better place right now.
Again, all those other conferences
It's an
suck.
SEC team. And think about this. For South Carolina, they've got nothing to play for other than to ruin Texas A&M's season. And that's got to be their battle cry going into this football game. I mean, they're a 3-win team. They're not going to a bowl game. They're done. The only thing they've got to play for is to knock off the number 3 team in the country.
Yeah, spoiler is motivation. When
Absolutely.
you can play spoiler, that is certainly there. And I mean, Mike Elko's right. I mean, South Carolina, their schedule, maybe. But by that same token, Texas doesn't get that same benefit when you're talking about the way they beat Kentucky or the way they beat Mississippi State. And it's almost as if, Mike Elko, he can't say we're just going to show up and win those guys. They got 3 wins. They suck. I mean, no. Well, I mean, because 1, that's not true. 2, kind of that, as Jeff Traylor likes to say, making a soft bed for his team if things don't work out there in South Carolina.
Well, I mean, look, I'm going to tell you, you look at A&M's schedule, there have been some tough games for them. Arkansas comes to mind. Auburn comes to mind.
Yeah.
Some ugly wins, but they managed to pull them out and stay undefeated. And I think in this day and age, Jason, that's is looked at more so than style points.
To a degree, yeah. But also, if you're looking at all the metrics that they talk about, A&M should be number 1 in the country instead of number 3. So are they being a little bit penalized because they're not as sexy as, say, Ohio State in the way they win? Or, I mean, that's the problem with committees. Just pull up Mike Leach on YouTube about committees.
Yes.
It's brilliant.
Oh, he's
and
brilliant.
Truer today than it was when he said it. And when he said it, it was spot on. Committees.
He was brilliant in a goofy way, but he was absolutely brilliant. That's for sure. Mike Leach, we miss that guy for sure. Spurs, they have a game tonight, a big one against the Golden State Warriors, a Warriors team that comes in here tired and old. Can the Spurs take advantage of them? We're talking about it when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Injuries do happen. When they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, strains, conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday. They have on-site x-ray casting and bracing. In fact, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, but best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. So if you're injured, get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic. Learn more online at tsaog.com. That's tsaog.com.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right. Only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Nigel, why is there a giant turkey standing on my desk?
That's Harold.
Well, then whisper these words, Nigel. Deep fried. From all of us at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we hope your Thanksgiving is filled with food, family, and fellowship. We couldn't ask for a better community to be a part of. So thank you, and happy Thanksgiving from all of us here at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, 651-5899.
License number TACLA 141-074-EM16004.
How's the heating and AC at your house? If you've got any issues, you've got to call Right Home Services. Veteran owned and operated, they've been serving San Antonio for more than 45 years now. They're certified, background checked, and highly trained professionals. And right now, Right Home Services has a great special. This is for a whole home AC system replacement, $79.99 right now. The number's 210-444-0000, Right Home Services.
The right stuff.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
NCE General Contractors, based in San Antonio, is one of the fastest growing nationwide general contractors with a focus on commercial new construction, design build projects, building renovations, tenant finish outs, site upgrades, and building maintenance. NCE President Brian Ehrlich's a former Madison quarterback and proud to support high school football in San Antonio, building relationships first and buildings that last. Learn more about NCE General Contractors online at ncegc.co. That's ncegc.co.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You know, I make decisions every day, but the easiest ones I've been making for the last several weeks are Dak Prescott. The more Dak is riding the wave, and I've been with him on Prize Picks, and being right can get you paid, especially when you're doing it on the weekly. Prize Picks has everything you need to have some fun on all your favorite games. If you like winning, you like to know what you're doing, Prize Picks is your answer because you can do the research and you can go out and win, and it's so simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players, and you can get up to 2,000x on your money if you pick right. Now, they offer stacks is what I love, and you can pick the same player in up to 3 different venues and play them in the same lineup, and you can only find this at Prize Picks. That's why I go there every day. You want to know another reason? Alamo. Remember the code Alamo, and you get $50 in lineups if you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo. You get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 in lineups. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
For more than 75 years, University of Maryland Global Campus has given you the opportunity to build your next success. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs in career-relevant fields like business, healthcare, data analytics, cybersecurity, and more. Plus, we offer 100% online and hybrid courses, personalized advising, and lifetime career services. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday morning at 11, the Aggies take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Presented by Just Pots. Pre-game at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Going to be fun inside the Frostbank Center tonight. No question about it. The Golden State Warriors are in town. I just saw a tweet, Jason Minix, from the voice of the Golden State Warriors. That says, head coach Steve Kerr says Jonathan Kuminga should be able to go tonight. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler will play. So they're coming in full strength tonight. And Spurs, see what kind of a test that is.
I'm glad you saw that tweet from Tim Roy, the voice of the Warriors, because I was curious since they played last night and they're old and tired. They've got the Ryan Eagles.
They're old. Old men.
Would they rest? And they're not. Now, this isn't a cup game. That's on Friday.
I know.
But this is a City Edition game.
Ah.
So they'll be in their City Edition jerseys tonight. And the cool floor as well, the Fiesta floor.
That's cool.
Is going to be down. So
I like
you're
that.
good with the Fiesta
I'm
floor.
good with that, yeah. And look, the Spurs Cup floor is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, but there are some, as we've pointed out, Minnesota, that looks like vomit. Vomit. Green vomit.
If you're vomiting fluorescent green, you need to go to the doctor immediately.
or you're in The Exorcist, one of the two.
I'm just saying. But you know, it's interesting, though, going with the Fiesta look on the uniforms, a little old school. I love that look. And it's weird because I love it now. I don't know that I loved it when the Spurs actually had it. I was happy when they changed, but I like how they go back to it. And, you know, they've been playing some old school Spurs style basketball, you know, the beautiful game, different look at different time, but just the way this Spurs team is playing, the way they played in Chicago Monday night, that fourth quarter.
Oh, my gosh.
Wemby, when he decided to take over, and, you know, this will be what, game 3 with Fox and Wemby?
Fox, yep.
And, boy, no real ramp-up period for that dude. He's just hit the floor running.
Well, yeah, and that's good. But look, and I mentioned it yesterday. I mean, Wemby, that's a mark of a superstar in the making. When you can just say, give me the basketball, get on my back.
Wave everybody off,
and I'm going to take you home. And that's exactly what he did. Against a Chicago team, Jason, that was undefeated at home.
Yeah.
And so now they were without Giddey and a couple of other guys, but that's the way it's the way it works. And the Spurs went in there and got the W. 8-2, I would have lost thousands if somebody would have told me that. 8-2. I would have never thought they'd get off to this kind of start, but they have, and they've got a real opportunity here to win tonight and take Friday as well.
You know, it's interesting because we're all greedy. And what was it, 2 months into the season last year before they got win number 8?
Uh-huh.
And that game Monday night at Chicago is a game they would have lost last year and the year before and the year before in just their fourth quarter play. But they won. And while I'm still a little salty that the way they lost to the Lakers, because that was one that they should have won. But I would say the game Monday in Chicago was a game that they won that they probably should have lost the way they played, especially in the second half. So you can see the development. You can see the aggressive nature. You can see, because it's the NBA. There's bad losses, like the Phoenix loss, bad loss. You were never in it from the get-go. Chalk that one up. But I don't know if this team is good enough to give away a game. And I felt like they did that with that loss to the Lakers. I think that game Monday night was a loss that they stole. That one, if they would have lost that one the way it was going in the second half, tip your hat to Chicago. Good basketball game. If Chicago would have won, cool. But that was a loss that the Spurs turned into a win. And which is why they're at 8-2. But it's how they did it, the mentality that they showed down the stretch. They didn't say, well, that was a good effort. We're done. It's cold outside. It's snowing. Let's get the hell out of this town.
It was cold outside. But again, it's Wemby. I mean, 18 points in the fourth quarter is unheard of. And the last 2 3-pointers that he made to kind of seal the deal, that's what I want to see from Victor Wembanyama. Think about that. With all the other players, when it is time and it's time to go win, who else do you want with the basketball in that situation? You want Wemby, and he's got to take over. He did take over in that fourth quarter and brought the Spurs back, rallied them back for that win. And that is what leaders of teams, superstars in the making, do. I'd like to see that a bunch more this season, and I think we will. And I think that type of game for Wemby will give him the, I don't want to say confidence, because he's a very confident young man anyway, but it would give him the know-how. I can do this. I am the leader of this team, and when we need a boost from me, I'm there to provide it.
You know, I think that's probably one of the more telling differences in his game. He's always wanted the ball, but would he? And in the moment, you kind of go back. There are great players out there, but with the game on the line, do they want the ball? Remember Steven Jackson? Well, his famous line about pressure and what he liked to do with pressure. There are guys that want that moment, that thrive in that moment. Wemby is looking like he is getting that gene. Not that he wasn't always a competitor or the best player out there, but the way he give me the damn ball and he waved everybody else off and then he drained a three.
Yep.
I mean, those are big basketballs that you're playing with at that point, and you know that they're there. That's the difference that I'm seeing in Wemby this year. His aggressive nature in demanding the basketball and having the stones to take the shot.
Yeah, I've never questioned his stones. I think, again, we talked about this before the season. We're going to see the best Victor Wembanyama that we've seen thus far in a Spurs uniform. And I had no idea it was going to be this good. He's had a couple of so-so games, but then he's had some ones that just kind of wow you. And that one in Chicago, especially in the fourth quarter, was one that wows you. And it just shows you something about this young man and about what he wants to become and what he wants his team to become. And I think he finally feels good that he's got a team around him that can make some noise. He's got players around him finally that can make some noise, that are playing. Steph Castle has picked up right where he left off last year, without a doubt. Dylan Harper, we haven't seen much of him, but what we've seen has been pretty impressive. Hopefully he's healthy soon. Luke Cornett may be the best ad this year thus far. This guy's been incredible.
Well, French Vanilla.
Yeah, oh my God. Yes, French Vanilla.
I mean, he did everything the other night in Chicago, including get all their fans a bunch of hot dogs.
It's no Area 51.
If you missed that part, he missed 2 free throws, and so I guess Chicago has a promotion. If the opposing player misses back-to-back free throws, everybody gets a free dog. And so they were wildly excited, but then he ended up getting a loose rebound and the 2 points anyway. So it was a win-win for everybody.
Win-win for everybody. So good for them. Chicago dogs, they're just regular dogs?
I think they're just regular dogs.
Yeah.
Chicago dogs are too expensive for them to give out free.
I guess so.
And listening to Sean Elliott, there are more hot dog spots in Chicago than anywhere else. That's what Sean was saying in the broadcast.
You know, I keep having to remind myself that that the local broadcast is on. Now, it's the only one then, but I mean, Monday night it was on, was it on Prime? I don't know. It was on something else, and I was just watched
the National?
Yeah, as soon as I found it.
Yeah, they had Will Purdue was hanging out with
That's what I hear.
Yeah, Will Purdue was great.
Well, I heard some people were a little pissed off at him. He was telling too many stories while the action was going on. And
well, there was that, but one story, apparently, you know, you think you're a former NBA player, you can kind of do whatever, get whatever you want, right? You got money in the bank. Will Purdue drives a Tahoe, but he wants Tim Duncan to build him a car.
Well, why not?
And well, I mean, Timmy's got the shop.
Absolutely.
And of all things, but yeah, Will Purdue was on for a long time.
Will Purdue was always a cool dude to interview and to talk to. Always had a lot of interesting stories, and look, he was a big part of things when he was here.
That 99 championship team, and I saw him a couple weeks ago when that 99 team went into the San Antonio Sports Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
They had him on for a long time. I don't know if Jacob Toby knew who he was, though.
Really? Wow. Well, Well, he is pretty young, isn't he?
Yeah.
Toby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Will Purdue, didn't he have like a size 16 shoe or something? I mean, something ridiculous like that.
I have no idea.
Or 20-something.
I don't know. You could Google that if you want.
I mean, it looked like a boat.
NBA players. I know,
but
Yeah. Spurs Warriors tonight should be fun. I was off yesterday, so I didn't get to really chime in on the bleep show that is the Dallas Mavericks after they fired Nico finally. And I still maintain Nico's the fall guy here. I can't wait till he does a sit down with somebody, because you don't trade away Luka. And those that signed off on trading away Luka are still there, poorly running the Dallas Mavericks. But reports are today that now they could actually look at trading away Anthony Davis.
Who the hell wants him?
Well,
who wants him? He's hurt all the time.
And I wish I could remember the tweet that I saw, but they need to send him to Philadelphia.
Yeah, why not? That's perfect with Joel Embiid.
Well,
they can sit on the bench together.
Well, no, because neither one of them can play back-to-back. So one night you got Embiid, one night you got Davis. One night Embiid, one night Davis. You never get them together.
Dude, it's sad to see those two guys so talented, and they're hurt all the time. I mean, it really is. It's like Bradley Beal today, out for the season. Fractured hip. What does that tell you? And it's sad. All that talent and he just hurt all. Zion Williamson, another one. And it's just, what the hell, man? And is it just bad luck or is it something else or a combination of the two?
Yep.
Here's what I learned yesterday, Minix, about the Mavericks. They have a governor. I've never heard of what the hell is that? Is that like a GM and they just call him governor?
It's probably something on the board of directors.
Mavericks governor Patrick Dumont.
Well, because he's the ownership group.
He's requested medical data indicating that Anthony Davis is not at risk of aggravating his left calf strain before giving a green light for Davis to return. Now, AD is going to miss his 7th game tonight, 7th straight. So what that tells me is that the governor of the Mavericks is not so sure that Anthony Davis is really hurt. You pulling a Kawhi?
It's interesting. You could read that in a lot of different ways because you would think that the training staff, the team doctor, would make that decision, not the governor.
The governor.
But yeah, he's just the controlling partner in the family.
All right, I didn't know they had governors. I had no clue, man. So that's what I learned yesterday, and I was quite impressed. That there's a governor.
You're easily impressed.
I am. It's pretty cool. All I know is the Mavericks are going down in flames, and they're going to have to bust up that team. And I think that at this point in time, you got Cooper Flagg. You need to start thinking about building around this guy. And that T word comes to mind for the Dallas Mavericks.
Jose on our YouTube says, I'd give Dallas a 2037 second-round pick for Anthony Davis. Might be too much.
That's too expensive, Jose.
Might be too much.
I don't want to see Anthony Davis come in a Spurs uniform and sit on the bench. No. Dude, I tell you, and Casey's the same way. I mean, keep him healthy and rested for the playoffs. See, this is the mentality that I don't like. Yeah, let's just rest everybody for the playoffs. I got news for everybody. You got to make the playoffs before you can play in the playoffs.
Full-time pay, part-time work. Sign me up.
Well, exactly. And I'm saying keep him healthy for the playoffs. You're paid to play the entire season. That's the way this works in America. You show up and you pay. You do your job and you get paid.
I don't know. You get PTO.
Well, yeah, but it's crazy. I got to put in for it, and then it's got to be approved. These guys are, I got a little twinge in my toe, and I can't play tonight.
That was the calf you were pointing at.
Unbelievable. I was pointing down, Jason. It amazes me that we just got to keep. What other sport does that?
Baseball.
Keep guys healthy for the playoffs. Do they?
Yeah, they rest pitchers.
Well, pitchers, dude. Come on. Pitchers, pitch every 5th game? Maybe that's what we should institute in the NBA. Put in your contract, Anthony Davis.
Glad you doing a show today?
Zion Williamson, you only play every 5th game. He's going to continue
bitching and get cut into my dinner time. I'm not working overtime today.
You got a pledge? You got a pledge today? You got a show pledge?
Yeah.
Oh, you can continue this conversation.
Yeah,
please do.
About how terrible it is. Be sure and join the fellas in the morning. Rob and AJ on the Morning Huddle, and Minix and I will be back here at 2 o'clock. Until then, have a great night, everybody.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz.